Let the bass kick.
What up, Nashville?
Wait till you're home.
What up, Music
Wherever that
City
is.
and the disc golf world? Can we?
Oh, I thought we were.
They made fun of me because I
thought there
like
was supposed to be a buzzer.
pineapple on my pizza.
Other people are tuning in. Maybe you should tune in.
Nah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to tune in.
I'm tuned.
Okay.
Get
Tuned.
tuned, bro.
Yeah, we got a few people watching already. So,
Oh,
what's up,
hey.
guys? Thanks for tuning
Yo,
in.
yo,
Hey.
yo.
Yeah,
Hello, friends.
it's exciting.
What up, guys?
Hey.
Buddy.
Just so you know, yes,
What's up,
the
buddy?
live video will be laggy. It is not your phone. It is the Wi-Fi where we are at because Comcast is awesome. But this is a good
But they
opportunity.
did give us a free 10 years of service.
Yeah. No.
What?
No.
Who? When? Did
So
that
welcome to
happen?
episode 89 of the MCDG podcast. It is Monday, July 13th. Nailed it again.
You did.
Back in my groove.
Monday.
It's the groove.
Back in the groove.
That's the groove.
So,
How McCaskill got his groove back. Chapter 2.
amen, brother. Getting groovy with it. So, good opportunity right at the start of the show to say you can consume the show in a lot of ways, you guys. The audio version is available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. So if you're driving or working and you just want to listen to it in your ears and that's how you get your podcasts, it is available that way. The most recent 10 episodes will be available on all three of those platforms. And the rest of the episodes are all archived on our website, musiccitydiscgolf.com. We are live streaming to allow people to kind of interact in the chat. And if they have any questions as we're going along, they can mention those. And if we have time to get to those, we can. So the interactive kind of functionality is the benefit of doing the live video. But the best way to get the MCDG podcast is on the MCDG podcast YouTube channel.
Yes.
Because in the post-produced video, I add in extra graphics, extra video clips, extra content that's not available in any of the other segments. So if you have not already, go over to the MCDG Podcast YouTube channel and subscribe, click the bell, and yeah, because then when you consume the show that way, you get to see a lot of extra stuff.
Yep.
That's
Extra.
the only place to get it. Yeah, and we might
got mail.
even start doing a little after hours segment where we kind of we're freewheeling a little more and maybe get a little bit more liberated with our
Freewheeling or
verbatims.
We're four-wheeling.
Four-wheeling, that's right.
Mud and
Not three, I said
We're
three.
going to get
It's mud.
real nice.
So I think the bell would be like in this direction.
Yeah.
The bell?
The bell.
No, it would be like right
Ding.
there.
There you go.
Ding,
You've got
ding,
mail.
ding, ding,
It's the bell.
ding.
I'd have to be in their camera.
You've got
We're not
mail.
going to do that.
Nah. Too technical.
So, let's get right into the weekly break
We got to break it?
breakdown.
break
Break it down. Go ahead and get it to me.
Break it down for
I
us,
can
please.
break it down, break it down. All right, guys. Starting off the week on Saturday, we have random draw doubles at Seven Oaks. I believe they should be coming back this coming Saturday.
All right.
I know John took a couple weeks off, but him and Mike McDaniel are kind of trading back and forth with the events at Seven Oaks right now. So stay tuned to the Nashville Disc Golfers Facebook page for updates on Saturday dubs at Seven Oaks. But I believe the ace pot is currently at about $50 because y'all been hitting some aces up in this mug.
I've heard.
Aces?
Aces.
Ace in your
Aces.
face.
Aces.
Yeah. Ace of
Ace
base.
in your face.
Ace of base.
Which I
Awesome.
was disappointed I didn't get for my tee off. Will McCaskill? We'll get to that. Go ahead.
Ace in your face.
Yeah, sometimes things happen and
Just
people
nice
ask dumb
of it.
questions and I get mad and then I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Well, oh, gosh.
Save that for the after hours.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
Yeah.
One more time, just to let everybody know how it goes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
One more. Go ahead.
I think we need another one of those lights.
Yeah.
right
like
over
right
us.
up here.
Over us?
I was
Yeah.
thinking that
I
too.
think
You know, I've
that's
got two more in there.
Yeah.
Did I leave that real
Uh,
quick? Did I leave the Duracell work light?
Yes, my truck.
Yeah.
Because I've been working with it.
You can use it, but anyway, that light worked well for just hanging. But
We
it's
can talk
battery
about that
powered.
later.
Cool.
But yeah,
cool.
use that.
Moving into
Sorry,
Sunday, you
I
guys.
blew it
Came in
up.
a
I blew it up.
three-pack
We got
Costco.
the Sunday singles at Seven Oaks with Joseph Q-Tip Berry. You guys sign-ups from 8:30 to 9:10. Tee off, or players meeting at 9:15. Tee off at 9:30. Pros get in for 15. AMs for 12. And the entry includes Ace Pool and CTP. And they play Cane Ridge Advanced the last Sunday of every month. But I believe the ace pot out there. Is that $200?
200.
Captain running?
And happy belated birthday this week, Q-Tip.
Yep. Happy birthday, Q-Tip. For sure.
To you.
He did just have a birthday. Yep. So that's a good one to go check out, you guys. Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. Also, no Cane Ridge doubles this week, but it will be coming back very, very soon, is what I'm assuming. This is the flyer for that event. Right now, they've been operating on a bring your own partner format rather than random draw.
Yup.
But I did get an update from Robert that said no dubs at Cane Ridge Sunday afternoon this week. So that'll be coming back soon. But get with Big Z, Robert Zavala, for the details on when that's coming back and how to sign up, because you just got to check in with him. And moving into Monday. We got random draw doubles at Sanders Ferry Park in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So
Ooh, look
if
at that
you're-
flyer.
Hendersonville.
Yep, if you're at the north side of town, if you're up to the north in the afternoon on a Monday, well, we've got the cure to your Monday woes. And go out there and hit up Russell Hammond and play you some dubs.
Go beyond the wall.
They're raising money right now for new baskets, which we're committed to helping them with. So, if
Yes.
obviously we're not bringing in as much money this year, and we've got some other projects that we've already got lined up. But I told Russell that, if they're going to be putting in work and raising money for new baskets, that we, whatever target they hit, we would do our best to come alongside them.
Yep.
Because I'd say probably the two courses that we play that need baskets the worst are probably Sanders Ferry and Triple Creek.
Yep.
So
I would think that, yeah.
we're aware of these things, and we will be addressing them.
I mean, their current baskets aren't better than Prodigy already. Oh, my bad.
Ouch.
Too soon?
After hours,
Too
Marcus.
soon?
After
Dang.
hours.
Dang.
Hey,
Anyway.
little
Too
sneak peek
soon?
what happens after hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peeping.
If you are to the south of town, we've got
South Side.
random draw doubles at Sharp Springs in Smyrna. So this is hosted by Middle Tennessee Disc Golf Association, our friends
Yep.
at MTDGA, hashtag Bridge the Gap. Tara Cravens is the TD of this event, $10 all in. Sign up at 5, tee off at 5:30, random draw dubs.
Shout out to Tara for running stuff. She's also running the Skeeter Heater as
Yep.
well, coming
Yep.
up, I believe, this weekend as well.
I got that on the list to talk about too. It's coming up
How many
real
women
quick.
around here run tournaments?
A bunch.
few,
Another
yeah.
thing we're going to talk about is Ruthie Toothy's running the Trilogy Challenge, which she's going to get with Johnny Blaze.
I love it.
And there's Disc Maidens event as well.
Yeah,
They're-
Disc Maidens,
they're
Daniel
popping
Dobbs.
up. They're popping up.
I love it. They're taking Sarah Lamberson, or Sinclair, rather.
No, Disc Maidens is Shantae.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I'm talking about her doubles event.
Oh,
Charlotte,
yeah.
North
Break
Carolina,
it down.
all that good stuff.
Yep. Continuing.
Jumping ahead. Sorry.
So that's your Monday, guys. Moving into Tuesday, we do have random draw doubles at Seven Oaks Park, and I believe that ace pot is also at $200 because it's shared with the Sunday singles with Q-Tip. So one ace pot to rule them all.
Yes. The King in the North.
King in the North. Yes,
On the
and
wall.
John
Yes,
John
yes.
Williams and Mike McDaniel, like I said, been
Jon
switching
Snow.
off the TD of the, duties on that. But that's, I believe, a $12 all in at the
Yeah.
Tuesday night dubs at Seven Oaks. So go play dubs on Tuesday nights, either at Seven Oaks or if you're up to the northeast side of town, there's also random draw doubles at Triple Creek.
Boom.
Whoa.
So go hit up Case and Newton, and I believe their ace pot is rocking at a nice $169. Get you some money.
Which people need to check it out. It's
Check
on the
it out.
horizon. The
Leave a
next
little
bag
for
tag.
me. I might hit aces eventually.
Yeah.
You
You can
will.
do it, buddy. You keep playing enough, you'll hit
You
it.
just keep talking all self-deprecatingly
So
that way
whiny,
on the
so bad.
podcast, and eventually it's going to happen. It's going to sneak right up on you when you least expect it.
Boom. Shakalaka.
Kaboom. Moving into Wednesday, you guys, this is one place where you're not going to get you some money. Wednesday night tag extravaganza. And you're not going to get
in this beast.
you're not going to get you some money there because how many aces did we have on Wednesday? 3?
Three.
I don't know.
3 aces.
3 total.
Yeah.
All in the same hole?
No.
No, 2 were on the same card, though.
Whoa.
Which
that didn't
also
happen
happened.
often.
Well,
Yep.
until this weekend, it happened
Yeah,
the second
I heard
time.
that,
So
yeah.
it's like there's something
Go
in the
play
water
disc golf
in
because it's out
Nashville,
there.
Yeah.
and it's fluoride.
But the Wednesday night tag extravaganza every week, you guys, Seven Oaks. Dr. Hoy's usually out there by about 4:30. And we'll send the first groups out at 5, last groups out at 5:30. It's $1 to play. That goes straight to the course fund. Everything else is optional, including Ace Pot, CTP, and the side action. This is a great opportunity to bring somebody that's new to the sport, somebody that you've convinced to give it a try, because it's very casual, very easy to get into, and you get to meet a lot of the people that are really involved in our community.
$1 to play.
$1 to play.
$1.
And we'll have all the
4
bag
quarters.
tags, all these
Yes,
stuff.
that's the other big thing is if you are playing our bag tag series or any of our events, any prizes or winnings or anything tags that we're holding on to for you will always be available every Wednesday night at Seven Oaks. Even if you can't make it to play the WNT, we'll be there from 5 to 8 at least, so you can come at any time in there and pick up your tag, pick up your raffle prizes, CTP prizes from the weekend before, whatever. We'll have all of it available. But Wednesday night gets deep because we also have random draw doubles at Cedar Hill.
Yes.
Also, another good thing about Wednesday night tags is we don't cap the ace pot. So if nobody hits it, because it's gotten up to like $1,000 before, so we don't cap the ace pot. So that's another good reason to come play. We got random draw doubles at Cedar Hill, and that's with Billy Fowler and them. And I don't have an update on the ace pot, but it usually gets pretty big because they also do not cap it, and it's a pretty hard course. So
that's the truth.
get you some money. You guys,
Money,
Wednesday night is definitely the time to get you some money.
Money.
Also Wednesday night, we've got random draw doubles at Henry Horton State Park by Duck River Disc Golf. They got 4 bounties at $260 a piece, and number 12 is at $385. So it's like $1,000 right there, just at one event.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow.
I still have the WNT flyer up on the screen. Sorry about that, guys.
Whoops.
I totally held back a comment there. but
You gotta let me
after
know
hours-
these things, man.
No, it's got to
Owen
be after
Wilson?
hours.
Wow.
Just the ace pot
Wow.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay
After
tuned.
hours.
I got to start writing this stuff down.
Moving into
Write it
Thursday
down.
night, you guys, we got random draw doubles at White House Park with Lance Kirby and Gnome. And you can see here it is a $10 entry. $1 goes to the course fund, 2 to Ace, 2 to CTP, and 5 to payout. Sign up at 5:10 p.m. at hole 1 with Lance Kirby and tee off at 5:30. And it's a lot of fun, and it's a great course. One of
Very
the best
well
in our
manicured
area. Yep.
right now.
Those guys take great care
It
of it.
always is, but-
You hear us sing their praises every week. Go see Lance Kirby and them at White House Park. And also on Thursday nights, which I don't have a flyer for, but we've also got random draw doubles at Barfield.
Boom.
So another night of the week that whether you're to the north or to the south, we got your disc golf fix covered. I do not have a flyer for Barfield doubles, but Tara Cravens is also the TD for that event. And the ace pot is shared between Sharp Springs and Barfield. It's kind of similar with the Seven Oaks events. So one ace pot to bind them.
Yes.
Yes.
And 1, 2, rule them
It's like a circle.
It's like circle. Also,
2 points is a straight line, but okay.
Well, it's a
You have
sphere.
2 events that do that. It's like a circle.
Bro, I love you.
you guys, Friday nights we've got the Two Rivers Bag Tag Series, and the ace pot for that is at $234. So get you some money. That's a $10 entry. You do have to have a Two Rivers Bag Tag, which you can get on site. You can sign up at 5:15, and you will tee off at 6 o'clock. So go out to T Rivers.
Shout
Rivers.
out to Black
Bring the
Monocle
glow.
Discs.
Shout out to Donnie
Bring
Banders
your glow
and
stuff.
Black Monocle Disc. You guys, they're raising money for to finish the renovations at Two Rivers. So
Yes,
go
sir.
support that. Also on Friday nights, we've got the weekend kickoff. That's with Jordan Webster. And this weekend they are going to Cane Ridge. So head out to Cane Ridge Friday night. And the ace pot is currently at $86. Less than 100 because you guys just keep smacking
Actually,
them
that one
aces.
is Jacob Jansen keeps hitting that one.
Yeah.
Like each week, he's
Every
just hitting
week.
He
it.
comes out to golf like once a week, hits an ace, and like goes back into hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes back to work.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Whack an ace.
Whack an ace.
Like an ace. Yeah.
He's like, I'll bring my dogs out, hit an ace. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
See you, bye.
we got a couple events coming up I want to put on y'all's radar. This Saturday at 1 p.m., the Disc Maidens Clinic and Singles Round is going on at Sanders Ferry. So go see Shantae Cox with her Disc Maidens line, and they're doing some awesome stuff for the ladies and building the ladies' disc golf community in the Nashville area. So that's like, a really cool thing. If you know a woman that you've been trying to get into disc golf, this is a great opportunity because they're going to do an educational clinic and a round of singles. And there are CTPs on most of the holes, and first place will get a custom dyed disc.
Yeah.
And dude, those dies are selling like hotcakes.
They are
Yeah.
fantastic. She's really found her niche with these dies.
Yeah.
So
yes, she has.
go support the Disc Maidens event this Saturday, 1 p.m. We've also got an event going on this Saturday. It's a fundraiser event for our friend Zach Evans, who's been in charge of the renovation at Two Rivers.
Yeah.
He's running a fundraiser event to raise money towards his dad's medical bills, who was just recently diagnosed with cancer. This is going on at White House on Saturday, July 18th. He's got a bunch of custom Dynamax discs, Raiders and Truths, I think. Raiders and EMAC Truths. And he's doing some things there. So go holler at Zach Evans about that event this Saturday as well.
The Zach and Zach show is the TD.
Yep.
Guess who the other Zach is?
There's
I wonder,
6 Zacks.
Are you tooting your own horn? You gotta do it.
It's you, isn't
better
it?
do it.
It's you.
Toot, toot.
I see what you did there. The next day, July 19th, this Sunday, the Skeeter Heater is going on.
Skeeter heater.
I believe they still got room on the registration. Get to disc golf scene and check it out.
I'm thinking about it.
Bring your bug spray, bro.
Yep, bring some
Lord.
bug spray.
I get paid tomorrow.
And
I
you
may as well
can.
play it.
I got to work that night, but
Jeez.
if I can get out of there by 5, it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Only way I'll play it if I take Dan's advice from last week.
What is it? Which is?
Actually practice.
We're gonna
putting
get in-
and
we're
stuff
gonna get
before
in-
it goes to a tournament.
You better show up.
And
All right.
When we talk about Ogwood, we're going to get into
get up
that.
early. Have your
Keep
Waffle
moving,
House
keep
at
moving.
4 instead of 5.
All right, guys. We got guests waiting in the wings.
Wings.
Then coming up the following weekend on July 25th, we've got the Battle of Music City. We had Andrew Lamont on the podcast a couple weeks ago talking about this Team Challenge event. Registration is on Disc Golf Scene. Go check it out. I'm pretty sure there's still room. Hit up Andrew Lamont for details on that. It's a really cool format, Team Challenge, kind of a modified match play format. It's really cool.
And it's a really awesome trophy.
Yeah, the trophy's pretty sweet. And then coming up on the very next day, July 26th, Sunday, we've got the White House Huckfest 3 by the Nashville Disc Golf Store.
Yeah.
I like
So-
the name of it. I just like to win just because of the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
Huckfest.
Huckfest is dope.
I hucked.
Ignited by the Nashville Disc Golf Store.
That is correct.
Yep. And then we've also got this is news. We mentioned it a little bit, but we do have a trilogy challenge coming up at Two Rivers on August 1st.
Yes.
And our good friend and faithful supporter Ruth Miller is running that, and I believe she's getting some assistance from Johnny Blaze.
Awesome.
So it's going to be really good. I think she's going all out, and she's going to buy all the players packs so she can get the marksman basket to raffle off. So she's going to order 100 players packs, you guys, and we need you to support this event.
Yes.
And go sign up for it and play it. It's going to be awesome.
And you're throwing what, prototype plastic discs that haven't been released? Is that right?
These are
Yeah.
discs that are unreleased until October.
Yeah.
The only way to get these discs right now is by playing a trilogy challenge. It's a bounty, the superhero, the SPZ3 or whatever, and
Yeah.
then the putter.
Dum, dum,
I don't know.
dum,
I think I
dum,
played more
dum,
trilogy
dum,
challenges
dum.
than anybody.
So if you're
I
a
know.
DD head,
I'm
head up
always-
to the
Putter?
trilogy.
I'm always playing a trilogy challenge.
Vandal?
I've got
No.
so many discs that
Vandal's a
have
fairway
been
driver.
not really released.
I feel you.
The buttered biscuit.
I played one once.
I'm drawing a total blank, and I don't know why.
Buttered biscuit.
The putter, dude. Like nothing.
They
putter-
should
nothing
name a
puts
putter.
like
It's a West Side
gravy.
putter.
Oh, is it
West
out
Side.
already?
No, it's trilogy
It's a
challenge.
trilogy challenge. It's
I
prototype.
just said it's not out until after the trilogy challenge.
Well, then why are you like saying like it's
He's
a West Side
asking
putter?
what it
Like
is.
it's already we
Well,
already know
because
what it is.
it's already advertised.
He can't
Oh.
remember. He's asking you. If
I'm
you know
asking
what
for
it is.
help. I'm reaching for straws.
Straws
the West
have been
Side-
reached.
I'm all by myself.
The West Side Warbird is the putter that's coming out.
We got 10 people in the live stream.
Or
and
the
nobody,
Wren.
Nobody knows
The
what it's
Wren,
called.
WREN.
I'm looking it up.
Ruthie's
The
in there too.
Does it start with
she's
the
not-
W?
She's not throwing me a rope.
Can I
But
buy
yeah,
a Val?
It's a West Side putter, and it's awesome. So all these discs, you guys, are really user-friendly. They're supposed to be easy for a beginner to pick up and throw. So trilogy challenges are great events to bring a new player into.
Sure.
That's like if you got a friend that's always been reluctant to play a tournament, trilogy challenge is the way to go.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing: if you play a trilogy, please show up early and try your disc out. Practice with your disc a couple minutes before,
Yeah, for sure.
because every time I play one, I'm just like, oh man, if I had like 5 more minutes with this disc, I would have known that it was stable on the end, or it was good for flicking, or it was good for backhand. So
The Crown.
Bounty.
The Crown.
Yes, I didn't
Crown.
mention the
This
DD
crown.
Bounty.
The
It's an
crown.
understable
the crown was
mid-range.
released already once.
It might be in a different plastic.
Not. you've never seen this crown before.
It might be in retro plastic or something. I don't know.
Retro plastic.
BT Hard.
I know you get the Bounty and the SPZ3, the superhero, and they're both really good discs. I actually have been bagging the Bounty, trying to test it out a little bit. I've got a really, really nice pre-Mac Fusion Truth that Jeff Castellina gave to me when I got moved on to the ambassador team for DD, and I've been bagging that, and it's like it does all my little turnover mid-range shots.
You're throwing truths now?
I've been throwing truths.
Ain't that
I just
true?
want to like congratulate you because I also throw the truth because it's money.
What is that?
I've got
Playing Pong.
I've got 5 truths now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they're amazing on a flick shot. What's the hole after the keyhole shot at Ogwood?
Hole 8. Sir.
8.
Hole 8.
Take a truth, flick it, and as soon as it turns up, turn around. Just walk back to your seat. It's
So-
at the basket.
Like I said, I mean, I hate to
No,
cut
no,
you
that
off,
was it.
Marcus,
That was
because
it.
everything you
I
say
prefer
is
the putter
brilliant.
turn
But
That was it.
we do have a guest waiting for us, and we got to take a break before we get
Breaking.
to our guest. But I do want to say that next week we are going to be giving away a Trilogy Challenge Players Pack
What?
in
light
support
of-
of
yeah.
Ruthie's Trilogy
Yep.
Challenge, because DD sent me 2 of them in different plastics. So I've got 2 of each set. So I'm going to pick the best plastic, and we're going to give it away on the show. We'll probably do the Triv-away, the MCDG podcast Triv-away, where we will ask you a random question on the show next week, and the first person to email us the answer will win. So
Where
I
did
like
Zach Hoy graduate from college?
Nobody
we've
knows.
never said that on the podcast,
Nobody
so it would be hard
cares.
for them to. Well,
Oh, hey,
Maybe
sorry.
we'll say it
Except
on
for
the
one
after
human.
hours.
I bet one guy knows.
I know, right? His name
Without
starts
even
with a
saying
J.
a word.
His name starts with a J.
It might.
Yeah, I
Might.
know, yeah.
All right, you guys. So our
JW.
guest tonight.
OJW.
Our guests tonight are really awesome. It's 2 guys out of Indiana. They're both members of Team Westside Discs, Chris Baker and Stephen Waits. And these guys have their fingers in a lot of pies. They've got a lot of projects going on. They've got a nonprofit. They're running tournaments. They're designing courses. They're running clinics and educational events at schools and with special needs kids, and doing all sorts of awesome stuff. And also, Stephen Waits is going to be running the 2022 Amateur World Championships there in Indiana, which he was supposed to be running the 2021. It got pushed, just like RNT did. But they are doing some awesome stuff. And I met Chris. He was in town, and I got to play around with him at Cedar Hill with Justin Bonnell and Charlie Matthews. Shout out to Justin Bonnell and Charlie Matthews. And,
Yeah.
And he gave me this disc.
What? How do you
What
keep
kind
getting
of
all
disc?
these good
What kind of
discs?
disc is it?
Yeah.
So Chris is awesome, and he gave me this disc. This is a Westside harp.
I'll have that.
It's a hybrid harp.
There's no way you can see that.
Yeah, you can't see it really because it's white stamp. But you've got your traditional Westside stamp, but it's got a nurse with a COVID mask on the front.
What?
Yeah, and he did this.
Pretty
He's a
sweet.
doctor, so you and him are going to
Oh.
vibe a little bit. I don't know
Okay.
what he's a doctor of yet, but
Nobody throws that but me. Give it over.
yeah, no, that's staying in my bag.
What?
Thank you.
What?
Staying.
I've been
Oh,
bagging
this is
it,
a bag
Chris. I've
one.
been bagging it. But yes, you guys,
Limestone.
we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get them on the air, and we'll be right back.
They are.
After
Messages
these
will be
messages,
right.
we'll be right
See you guys. We broke the
back.
breakdown. It's been broken.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being patient with us while we were on our break. We are back in the studio now with Chris Baker and Stephen Waits, both members of Team Westside Discs in Indiana Disc Golf. And we are really excited to talk to you guys about all the many projects you have. Say hello to Nashville. Golf Snaps.
Oh, golf snaps.
So, yeah, that was kind of our approach to it as well. We, everything kind of worked out the best that it could have. I mean, if we were going to have everything canceled or postponed or whatever, we get more time to work on our new course and we get some more time to do certain things.
Well, at the back end of that,
Look for money.
Yeah. The back end, the footwork that you don't see,
Yeah.
that you can't go out there and just whack down with a weed eater.
Did you all have to make any courses, or were they already existing courses, the ones you were using? And how many courses were you guys using?
We have 6 courses. The finals course, the main premier course for the event, will be the Princeton Country Club, which is where we're hosting the Gibson County Challenge.
Okay.
And that course is 2 years old. I think we put the baskets in the ground And then right after we put the baskets in the ground, I was like, we need to put bids in. We need to get an H here. Let's get a Worlds and all this other stuff. And we'll just put in for it every year until we get one, because I know that we can do it. And when we designed that course, the country club, we wanted a course that it was the first one in the county, so we knew we had to make it available to all players, but we laid it out in a way that we could extend it so we could call in some top-notch players and that they would be able to have a challenge on it. And so that was really the first course that in the county that went in. It's the youngest course. And then this past year, the nonprofit up here, Dads for Disc Golf, they actually put in a course in the middle of the bid package that we included in the bid package. And so that is now the newest course on the schedule, the Hopstott Township course. And so Chris has played them both. Both courses have brand new Patriot baskets on one, veteran baskets on the other. And then we have Mesker Woods in Evansville that has brand new Prodigy baskets on it. So 3 of the 6 courses have brand new baskets that are no more than 4 or 5 years old. And we're trying to replace baskets at Mesker Park before Worlds. So everybody's gonna be playing on pretty much brand new baskets around here.
That's amazing.
That's dope, man. Yeah, that makes for a great event, because there's nothing worse than going to a huge event and playing on Stone Age baskets and having a bunch of shenanigans happen. Chris, sorry to make you repeat yourself as well, but since we had a little bit of an issue with the audio leading into this segment, for everybody that's watching, this is my friend Chris Baker that's about to speak, and he is also a member of Team Westside. He is on Instagram. His Instagram handle is Dr. Disc Golf, and I believe that there's a little bit more to that. I'm assuming, Chris, you're a doctor of something. We have a doctor on our show as well, so I'm not sure.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have a doctor in pharmacy. So, I mentioned earlier, I grew up outside of Atlanta. I did my undergrad down there at Georgia Tech. And then I moved to Indiana in the early 2000s to go to pharmacy school at Purdue University. So got my doctorate in pharmacy in 2008 and started working as a pharmacist for Target. Worked in the Target pharmacy for about 10 years, and then they were bought out by CVS. So I can't prescribe you medications, but I can sell you medications. But really the Dr. Disc Golf name comes from something special that I ran about 4 or 5 years ago. I got some disc golfers together to do an off-season health challenge. This was kind of a little bit before the Seth Muncie Disc Golf Strong stuff. So I had done some challenges. Basically, it's like a points-based challenge where you get points for doing healthy behaviors, exercising, drinking your water, eating your vegetables, not eating late.
You said vegetables?
So I set up this challenge. What's that?
Did you say vegetables?
I'm done.
What
I'm
is
out.
that? I'm out.
Canceled.
Yeah, three servings a day. Get your points.
Oh, I got you.
Fried okra? Fried
So
okra?
anyway,
Does that count?
Oh yeah, well, maybe. So anyway, coming from a medical background, my mom is also a dietitian, so I had some background in that. And so
Awesome.
I brought together some disc golfers from all over the country to do this challenge, just as a way to connect with each other and hold each other accountable. So I brought in a couple of the RV drivers, Tyler Searle, Jay Ray, Jason Wilder from Minnesota. We brought in Jordan Castro. This was prior to he had just started working out and losing some weight at that point.
Awesome.
If you've known him for a while. So yeah, him, a few other disc golfers, local disc golfers. So we went basically the day after Thanksgiving to GBO 2016. So it was like a 20-some week challenge. I think as a group we lost like 120 pounds, but it wasn't about the weight loss. It was just about creating healthy behaviors. You've seen Jordan's transformation. I mean, he's done amazing, and he's continued it.
Yeah.
So that's really rewarding. So that's kind of how the whole Dr. Disc Golf thing came up, and we've done that challenge for 3 or 4 years now, and I've incorporated it into my new job now. I work at a hospital pharmacy, so some of my coworkers and I just finished it a few weeks back for this year.
I was gonna say I can appreciate.
It's been really, really beneficial.
I was gonna say I can appreciate you waiting to the day after Thanksgiving to start that. That's very important that you that you put that in there.
Yeah.
So, you guys, you both have mentioned Dads for Disc Golf, and that's a nonprofit organization that I'm seeing was started in 2019. Are you both involved with this? Is how does that connection happen for you guys?
I guess. Well, I guess it's really connected through the two of us because Baker forming the Southern Indiana Fundraiser Series, and then Dads for Disc Golf participates in that, and that's just a 6 or 8 event fall series that we do for nonprofits, charity only C tiers. And
Awesome.
I I run one out at Pride's Creek in Petersburg, Indiana, and then John Kennard runs one for Dads for Disc Golf in Hopstadt. And John and his brother Ben really are the ones that created Dads for Disc Golf, and then I've just been lucky enough to work with them a lot. Them two designed the Hopstock course, and I was able to have some input on that, some of the holes out there. But that nonprofit that they created is really starting to bring disc golf to the youth, and that's the main focus of it around here, especially since it's new to the county. They have incorporated it into the curriculum of the high school.
Wow.
So the high school bought baskets and disc, and now they teach it. They have it in the PE curriculum. They can teach it inside or outside.
That's
and
awesome.
then Dad's has also done. Yeah, it's great. They did clinics in the summertime. This is all last year, of course. Everything's changed now. We haven't been able to do much, but they'll be a big factor behind Worlds as well.
Yeah, to piggyback on that a little bit. So one of our other great TDs in the state, Jason Labella, has been running a charity C-tier series since 2014. It's a winter series, and the goal is to raise money for food banks. It started out with 6 charity C-tiers, and I think he's up to like 13. He goes basically the first week in January all the way to the end of March.
Wow.
And it's super easy to run these. They're like $25 a player. Everybody gets a disc, everybody gets a rating, and $15 out of every C tier goes to those food banks. So they're raising over $1,000 a tournament usually with CTPs and everything. So the northern part of Indiana has run a fall series for 30 years. They were unsanctioned, and there was kind of a need down in the southern part of the Indiana to have some sanctioned tournaments and some things to do in the fall. So I wanted to kind of piggyback off Jason's idea to run these charity C tiers. So we got some sponsors, and we started this 6 tournament charity series 2 years ago, and raised close to $6,000 or $7,000. Each local TD picked a charity. So we've had mental health charities. We have a tournament that runs for Mission 22, which is military suicide awareness. One of my good friends, who's a Team Trilogy admin, Micah Heath, he has a child with Down syndrome, and he runs a Down syndrome tournament here in Bloomington for that, and they've raised $1,500 to $2,000 a year with that charity C tier. So it's another thing that's been really rewarding in the southern part of the state. People love it because they get to play and get a rating, have a good time. It's not super expensive entry fee. They get a disc. So,
Well, I'm curious, and everything you're doing down there, especially as charity goes, we know that side of things, but it's also amazing to see that it's spread so far that just everybody does those charity events just because. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? It gives the disc golfer that opportunity to get that rating, but it's just they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They're doing it because they want to, and it's that disc golf community that we talk about a lot on the show, and it's always awesome to see other people talk about it from different states. But I'm curious, being a dad myself, you said that was relatively new. How could maybe another state get involved with that, maybe get on board with doing some Dads for Charity stuff? Because Marcus and I, we both have children, and I think that would be a really cool type of thing to get involved with that. How might we do so here?
I know for Dads for Disc Golf, like it is a sanction, or not a sanction, it's a nonprofit 501c3. You can find them on Facebook at Dads for Disc Golf Facebook page. And I'm sure if you reach out there, I think right now with the charity being as new as it is, and with the times that we're in, not being able to expand much, I don't see why they wouldn't be interested in helping or setting up. Maybe I don't want to speak for them, but like I could see another chapter coming. Like that'd be a great way to grow it. But again, I can't speak for what their plans are. I would just say reach out to them on Facebook and just follow them on Facebook. Really
awesome.
My curiosity, because we run our schedule here, it's 30 some events a year, but we run like a 10 event bag tag series with a championship, and we run a handful of sanctioned events, including C tiers and an A tier, and we were going to bump one up to a B tier this year before the COVID. But when we run, because we do run a lot of charity events, our charity partner for 2020 is the Tennessee School for the Blind, which also houses the Tennessee School for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So we've been, we restructured because we got our 501c3 articles from corporation a year or two ago. So we definitely orchestrated everything to make more of a push towards fundraising and charity and stuff like that. And so we elected a partner, and so $1 from every entry to our bag tag series events goes to the Tennessee School for the Blind, and we have an actual fundraiser event for them scheduled in April, or not? Well, it was in March, but it's going to be in October. So the one thing that when we run charity events or fundraisers like that, obviously it's trophy only. We run raffles, lots of CTP prizes. We get stuff donated, but we don't usually sanction them. In fact, I don't think we've ever sanctioned one of our fundraiser events. So what is that like for a TD, from a TD's perspective, to set up a fundraiser event that's sanctioned as a C tier so you get actually an official rating? What
really
kind of
nice,
changes do you need to make?
Because they can, there's the PDGA, what's it called? The charitable endowment.
the endowment one, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the way it works is if you can prove your donation to one of those organizations, they will waive the $10 PDGA fee for a player that doesn't have an active membership. So that's awesome because that draws in people that may not normally play. It's a really good way for a newer player to get a chance to play a PDGA tournament. I believe the way the numbers work out is the $2 that would go to the PDGA in these situations is actually waived or donated to the charity itself. Okay. So essentially, you're almost coming out even with so in our structure is $25 entry fee. You get about $10 tournament stamp or series stamp disc that you give to the players, and then that leaves about $15 that can go to the charity. And as long as you can prove to the PDGA that it's part of that charitable endowment, the players don't have to pay the $10 fee, and the PDGA waives that $2 PDGA fee per player too, or technically they donate it to the cause as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I think what Chris was saying to really hit on the series disc too. That's something that Jason does with the WIF series, the winter series, is all the tournaments give out the same disc. He gets them from all different manufacturers, and it's a stamp that has all the tournament names on it. So it's like one stamp for the whole series. It saves everybody money there. As far as so everybody gets a disc for their player pack, which you want, even though it's a charity fundraiser, and it's a disc that can represent all the charities. So if you don't play in only but one, you can have hey, this year I did this, and collect it for next year. And so Chris does the same thing with the fall series, where we're trying to have a disc that has a common stamp for everybody. And then on top of that, besides the donations that it gives, one thing that I see is people want that rated round.
And
visiting, you got a visitor back there?
No, I was wondering
Seeing if I had one of those series discs.
I'm curious.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, is it rated as a series or is it rated as a PDGA C tier round? You said that I'm confused which one.
C-tier.
Okay, so that's the C tier. Yeah. Okay. So not to be confused with
we
the
track
winter
it as a
series.
series across, and we track points.
Yeah, I was going to
based on how you finish. So everybody plays the same layout, and then you get points based on how many people you beat. And then each division is awarded a winner, and there's trophies per division. And that's where the big payout comes from. Yeah.
That's awesome that because I agree that people love the idea of a point system. They love the idea of spending a whole year competing at fun events and having something at the end of it that's separate from the individual installments to compete for. And that's an idea.
There's also a lot of value in that disc too, Will, because they can get tournament fundraiser discs that they normally couldn't get stock stuff. So, you know, you can get some of those nice plastics that you can't get at other stuff. So that adds retail value to the players pack for these events, that not only they're donating to charity, getting a rating, but they're getting a cool disc.
Absolutely, like a $25 disc for, that's awesome. And that's a great way to build build the disc golf community in the area too, because, you know, I was talking to our friend Ruth Miller today, who's planning a trilogy challenge, and she's trying to raise money to make an order of all lightweight molds to have, because she's planning an after school program and stuff like that. So she's trying to raise some money to get some lightweight discs, and so she's running this trilogy challenge. She's going all in. It's her first time running a tournament, but she's going to get the full 100 pack so that she can get the marksman basket. And but she was also talking about how she wanted to throw in extra to make sure that she had a first place trophy disc for each division. And I told her, I said, yeah, I mean, that's a worthwhile investment, because these events are great for beginners. These are good, you know what I mean? Like, especially the same thing with a fundraiser or charity event. Everybody wants to help out a good cause, and especially if it's local or it's something that they are aware of. So they'll be more likely to sign up for that, knowing that they're supporting a good cause, and then they have a chance to get. To us, you know, in the scale of things, when we're running big PDGA events and other things like that, a trilogy challenge is kind of like a drop in the bucket, and something like those trophy discs might be an overthought or an oversight, or but if you're a first-time tournament player and you show up at something like that and you get a trophy or you get a special disc and you get, you know what I mean? Like, that piece of plastic means the world to you. So that's really building into and investing in the power of disc golf as a fundraising engine. And that's awesome. Well,
from the PDGA's perspective too, it's really nice, because a lot of those players that aren't active PDGA members, they go play in one of these events. They don't have to pay the extra $10, and then they get a chance to kind of see what their rating would be or where they fit in different divisions. And then at that point, they're often more likely to sign up for the PDGA at that point, ask them to add those rounds to their ratings once they do sign up. So many people in our state, their memberships have been driven by this winter series and the fall series that we set up.
Well, yeah, because we've heard a lot from PDGA members that their memberships have expired, but they're always wanting to put their PDGA membership on every event they sign up for, even if it's unsanctioned. They're like, hey, put my PDGA number on there. So it does mean something. And so some of those guys that may not want to pay the extra $10 to play, because you know those people that come out to league and they always shoot well, but they never play events. Maybe this is one of those that you can get them out to.
Well, it drives that. It drives
exactly
the
those people a lot at our events too.
But then, like you were saying, you have those guys who are like, I just want to play golf. I don't care necessarily about the PDGA. It pulls them in, because now they don't got to pay that $10. And a lot of times, you know, not saying anything about anybody, but like a lot of times that $10 may make or break your ability to play some cash disc golf that week.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so
that's a league entry
nice
fee.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Something else I'm interested to hear your thoughts on, because we were just talking a little earlier about a tournament we've got coming up on the 25th called the Battle of Music City. And this tournament came about because the gentleman that's running it, Andrew Lamont, he just recently moved here from Virginia. And in Virginia, they do a big, like a club tournament where each club in the state or in the region assembles a team, and they all come out and play this modified match play format in this team challenge tournament. And it's become like one of the most elite, prestigious, hard to get into events in the state. And so he had the idea, he approached me with the idea of starting something similar in Tennessee. But I have already been, for the last couple of years, talking to people in Memphis and Knoxville and Chattanooga about doing something similar, whether it's like, we have a bunch of really cool private courses here, whether it was the private courses assembled teams, or we do it really big scale, like with the club. And, he's never run a tournament before, so he wanted to do something local to kind of get his feet wet with it and see how it ran. But that was the motivation behind it, is to start a Tennessee club challenge type tournament. So I know you guys have a similar kind of thing in Indiana, the Indiana Club Challenge. So tell us a little bit about that. How does that work?
Yeah, we actually just had that 2 weekends ago. It's been run by Brian Miller of Team DD. He's up in the Fort Wayne northeastern part of the state. It's been run Fort Wayne, Valparaiso, which is up by Chicago, a couple other places up there. But this year we were lucky enough to host it down in my area. We've got a couple new courses in the next county over that are really, really nice courses. It was kind of hit or miss whether we're going to be able to do it with the whole COVID thing. So we worked with Brian on spreading out. We usually have it on 2 courses on a Saturday and then a semifinals and finals on a Sunday. So let me back up a second. Basically what it is it's a bracket style event. So they have a draw. Each club brings 10 players to this match play event. You can play doubles, 4 doubles matches, and then 8 singles matches, match play. So it's kind of grown over the last few years. I think Brian's run it for about 5 or 6 years now. I might be a little off, but he does a draw about a month before the event. You get randomly assigned to a course, and then you start off early that Saturday morning playing a match against other teams. It was originally up to like 16 team bracket. And then they've had so many teams interested last few years that they've gotten up. They had 23 teams that came down to our area this year. So it actually created some 3-way kind of play-in matches to get to the quarterfinals. And then you advance, you play afternoon match on Saturday. And if you win, you get to the semifinals and play the big course on Sunday. So we have a big course that we play on Sunday.
That's awesome.
So that's really, really cool. It brings everybody from the state together. It's not sanctioned or anything, but there's just a lot of club pride on the line. So we fared pretty well, actually, this year. Our club, we hosted, and we were lucky enough to draw our home course. So we ended up, Bloomington, we ended up making to the semifinals, ultimately losing to the champions in the sudden death playoff, which was pretty neat. Hamilton County, which is up on the north side of Indianapolis, but it was really fun.
That's awesome, man.
I like the bracket. I'm a basketball coming from a basketball standpoint. I love
bracket
the
format
bracket.
is dope. Yeah. And everything we've done that has had that kind of a aspect to it has been really successful. Like our putting league that we do every winter, our finals, we do head-to-head finals with brackets set up for pros and AMs and all the different divisions, and so it's staggered out throughout the night at this brewery, and people love it. They eat
It's also amazing how in a bracket format, sometimes you do things you would never do. Like it gets to you, or you step up to the level, or you know something happens and you go for stuff. Or if you're playing one person, then it's match play and bracket play make you play a little bit different than just stroke play.
Sure.
So, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the match play. We do have the U.S. amateur match play challenges going on, and we've had them the last couple of years. But not a lot of people have gotten a chance to play match play, so they really enjoy that format. Right. And then there's a lot of strategy trying to scout the other clubs that you're going to play and find out who's going to play with who. At the beginning of the day, every captain comes up and you go in order, and one captain puts out a player, and then the other captain has to put up another player against them on a certain hole. And you go to the next hole, and this is my player, then this is Team B player. So there's a lot of strategy, knowing the players from the other clubs, knowing what holes your players play well on.
It's like the Ryder Cup,
the game within the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And that's like, everybody that I've ever talked to in Tennessee about an idea similar to that it's like, all of us are like, yes, dude, yes, that would be so awesome. But all of us are already so busy with such full schedules, and we're always like, I mean, this is going to be really involved and really in depth, and it's going to take a lot of time and effort.
I mean, it's been hard to get it in on a weekend just because there's so much going on here now in the state, and there's been some calls to expand it out to like 32 teams in 2 weekends, but just so hard to schedule. And you got to, if you're in the southern part of the state, you got to drive 4 hours and get an Airbnb if you're going up to the very far north, up by Michigan or Chicago. So it's hard to do it outside of that, but. All the TDs that helped out and all the captains have been talking about how we want to make it better every year.
Nice.
Yeah, and that seems like one of those things. I mean, like when I first got involved with the Music City Club, I know that the one thing that I had ahead of me, the one really big looming obstacle was like the separation between people, like toxic hostility on social media, people's unwillingness to work together because of old grudges that they had from non-related things that happened years in the past, and it's just people just not want people not down to get along, and that was the first and biggest thing that I was going to have to overcome before we were able to start growing and building. And this kind of thing is perfect to circumvent that tendency that people have to fall into this cyclical, toxic, like, let's battle it out and find out who's right and who's wrong on Facebook. Like, because you get an entire state, at least one time of the year, everybody comes together and plays a tournament together. And we all know what a tournament is like, not just as a competitor, but just being a disc golfer, being a part of the community, like how awesome it is, how much we look forward to coming together with each other and spending that time together. And I think that probably goes miles for your unity and your togetherness for your community in Indiana.
And I'm sure there's a lot of smack talk.
Yes. And that's the best part.
Yeah.
So
it was fun. Like we ran an event. We had the Evansville Open that Sunday of the finals for the club challenge. And like, it wasn't planned like that. We didn't want to run an event during the club challenge. We usually try not to, but we had to move the event forward because of the COVID.
Yeah.
So we ended up running it that weekend, and we were lucky enough to still have players, and both events had had plenty of players. But
Filled it. Over 200 people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
200 at the Evansville Open this year. But players were watching, or they were on social media watching the club challenge when they could. They were trying to follow, especially like you'd hear people mumbling like, Bloomington is the underdog and they're going up against the big boys right now. And so a lot of people were just watching this club challenge unfold while they were playing disc golf.
How'd you guys show it? You had like some people on Facebook Live showing some video, or did you have a digital scoreboard leaderboard?
I think a couple times they had somebody live it.
Nice.
Yeah, we had some fans from our club that were doing some Facebook Live, and then there was a bracket online on a main Facebook page that people were updating, and people were commenting about scores and whatnot. So
nice.
It's pretty cool.
Have you guys messed with UDisc leagues at all yet?
We've applied for it. Like, there's a couple. I think right now there's like a waiting period before you get approved for it.
Dr. Hoy, will you email Lucas?
Yeah, we can.
We'll hook you up, because we've been using the beta for not only for our bag tag series, but also for our Wednesday night tag rounds. And we have 2 different profiles set up, but we've been giving them a lot of data to kind of measure the program with. And just this past weekend, we had a doubleheader with some friends of ours, Ed and Kim Birdie of Flying Colors Disc Golf at our private course that we love, Ogwood. And she submitted an application for the beta, and she hadn't been approved yet come Friday, and the event was on Saturday. So I asked Dr. Hoy to email Lucas at UDisc, and by that evening they were approved, and she was able to set up all the details, and she got her management link and stuff. And then I went out there on Saturday and helped her figure out how it worked and made sure that everybody was checked in properly. It's a little tricky to get the hang of at first, just the way it works, because obviously it's a beta, so everything's still being kind of fine-tuned and everything. But yeah, we'll send an email to Lucas and see if we can't get you guys approved for that, because it's really awesome. You get this awesome like live leaderboard feature, and like yesterday at our bag tag at Ogwood, we had a monitor set up on our table at Tournament Central that had the live leaderboard on, so people could come up and look at it, and if they wanted to see a certain division, we could just, whatever computer was hooked up to the monitor, we could just scroll down so they could see MA1 or MA40 or.
And it was hilarious to watch everybody walk up to the screen and try to scroll themselves.
Oh yeah,
because it wasn't a touch screen. Yeah. So like everybody, hey, I can't. Get
I
this
saw.
to scroll.
We talked about it in the morning. It was like, I bet people come up here and touch this and try to like touch screen scroll it. And then I was like, I don't know if people are that bad. But
were.
I saw a lot of people touching that TV.
Oh, I had a question. How come I can't scroll it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a touch screen.
You just got to ask.
That's
buddy.
funny, like how it's going. We do that. I think Jason LaBelle is the first one I see in the state where he brings a laptop, a printer, and a TV to all his tournaments, and he doesn't use the board anymore. Everything
We don't use boards. Yep.
on the TV.
Dr.
And then,
Details over here.
So we started doing it. Yeah, we started doing it with at the Evansville Open. We were prepared to do it. I just used my iPad for tournament management, and then I could just HDMI it to the TV
Yep.
and just show everybody the scores. And so like everybody's, where's the board go? It's green. There's no more board.
Somehow the board is like
It's becoming
the comfort.
obsolete.
It's like the blanket, the comfort blanket. Where's the board?
Yeah.
Where's the board? It's like it's on the internet. It's all
What?
all the information.
It's on your phone. Open the app.
Now,
It's right there.
we
It's
did
on.
run into issues with that a little bit when you get into areas where you don't have good reception.
Now, here's the
But-
only problem. Now, it's a problem, but it's the great package of it is
Sure.
because you only have. It's just like with the tournament manager, the live scoring on that. It's like if your phone loses internet connection, the app will still work. You can score every hole, and the app caches that data.
But you just won't be up
So
to
as
date.
soon as it gets back within signal, it syncs, and everything gets reported to the leaderboard. So
But how
No,
do you
I'm
deal
talking
with
about checking
people?
in and being able to do like that.
that's the one really that's the one hurdle is because like with PDGA live scoring you use through the tournament manager, like you set everything up yourself.
Yep.
You go in beforehand and you build everything and you start arranging cards and everything like that. So it's really like you're in the final control of it. But with the UDisc leagues, it's very much like you're putting the control of it in the hands of the player. So, like, not everybody has to check into the event on their app, but at least the person that's keeping score has to be checked in on their own app.
Yep.
And really, the more you mess with it, the more you manipulate it. Like, if you manually go in and add somebody else,
Yep.
like, it works totally fine, but it's like every time you do that, you know, and so there's this learning process where you'd be surprised how many people still don't have UDisc on their phones or have an account, and you got to like walk them through getting it on their phone and all that stuff. So that's been the big learning curve right there over the last, because we just came back to organized play at the beginning of June, and we've been using it at our unsanctioned events since then. But so it's like now we're 4 or 5 events in because we've had like double header weekends for like a month straight.
Yeah.
So the other cool thing is that it saves profiles. So like if you have to create an account for somebody, you can just say their username is their first and last name is one word, and their email address is their first name at their last name.com, and you can load it in there. And whether or not their own profile is in there or the one that you created, they go on a list that you can select from for the next event. So it all works out. It's pretty cool.
My question to you guys is, how do you deal with people that are a little bit resistant to technology?
Yeah, I went way
They-
too deep in the how
yeah,
that works.
they well, yeah. I mean that's because we have cards now that we know there's 4 people on the card that will not carry a phone, and so we have to not put them together because we got to
Gotta
have
have
one person
somebody.
with the phone.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I just get very blunt with everybody and be like, if you use your phone, you don't need a cell signal, like you said. You can
Yeah.
you can do that and then go in airplane mode once you leave Tournament Central and
Yeah.
do everything, and then come back and turn it back on and sync it up. But if you just use your phone, you're not only, of course, making it easier for the staff and making the turnaround quicker, but you're making it easier for yourself on knowing like your tee times and your starting holes. And if you have your phone and you're using, especially PDGA live scoring, if the TD puts it in Tournament Manager correctly, you have all the OBs on there, so you're just cutting down on all the waste. And so that's one, I guess, silver lining of the times that we're in right now, is that we've been able to force live scoring on people and force no boards on people. Because if you got a board, then you got a central point for people to come to. And so
Yeah.
now it's like, don't come around.
You got
Get
the hangers
get
on.
the event page.
The hangers on.
Yeah.
I've been telling people,
And even if you want to keep a paper scorecard, you can just have them keep a paper scorecard, and they can bring it back, and at the end, and then have somebody
yeah,
jump on there and get them entered in for them.
any one of the players can keep a backup paper card. It's funny because I've been telling people, and I've probably said it on the podcast, but COVID-19 is the best thing that ever happened to disc golf. I mean, not only do we have more players playing, but all these changes that we've wanted to make to our tournaments to make them run smoother and be more quality, that people would freak out about if you implemented them all at once, and like it would blow their minds, and we can't wrap our heads around this. Well, we've had to do it by necessity because of COVID-19. And now all these people, we have 150 to 180 players at our bag tag events. Now after 2-3 of these events, they're coming around going, man, I can't believe we haven't been. We should keep doing it like this forever.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
like,
much easier.
oh, don't worry, we
So much
are.
easier.
Or during the
you asked
event,
about
we got people that. Oh, sorry.
Go for it,
Sorry,
Steve.
I was saying you asked about how we handle people that don't want to go electronically.
Yeah.
But at the Evansville Open, we had 207 players, and I was pretty much the only one that didn't play. Everybody else played. All the staff played, and I didn't touch a single scorecard.
Yeah,
All I
that's
had to
the
do was make
greatest.
sure,
You don't
like,
have to
200
find
players,
15
and I didn't
people.
touch a single card.
Yeah, you don't have to find 10 volunteers to come sit with you for an hour and count scorecards.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I like having people come hang out.
Everybody's hanging out
people.
anyway.
We have people that are like they can't play the event. They may be at work and they're like, "All right, where's that leaderboard link? I need to see what's going on." We
Yeah.
got people following just a local tournament, unsanctioned bag tag events, and they're like, "Oh
They wanna
man,
know.
you guys
They
did
wanna
this,
know.
you guys did that," and they're sending texts to the people that are playing, like, "Man, you just missed that hole."
It's
And
that extra
it's
level of
like-
legitimacy,
Yeah.
like that you're adding to, like, and most clubs, they have a bag tag event, they get 50 people, and I imagine UDisc League's beta scoring for that would be a breeze.
Yeah.
It's complicated for us, and it's a struggle for us because we have close to 200 players at all of our bag tag
Yeah,
events. But like at the same time, how like, dude, I can't count how many people walked up to Tournament Central yesterday and looked at the fact that we had the leaderboard on a giant monitor at Tournament Central, and we're like, look at these guys. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother level.
Well, what's really cool about UDisc, and Zachary Bollinger at Shelby did this, but his wife, couldn't come out to the event and wants to support him, but she was checking on UDisc and giving him, like motivational talks in between rough holes.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And she
And
asked
so-
what happened to my score. So a little jab in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motivation for her, and then like, oh, what's happening with him?
Sounds like
But-
a good time for the tip of the week.
Oh, Tip of the
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break from our regularly scheduled questioning because we've been implementing over the last couple episodes. Marcus is we're getting a tip of the week from our guests. So since we have both of you will be able to give your tip, and this can be a tip on your playing, like your game. It can be a tip on running tournaments or promoting tournaments. It can be a tip on fundraising. It can be a philosophical life hack. But we've been talking to Steven for a second. So Chris, you start us off with your tip of the week. What would your one tip, based on what's on your brain right now? What if one person asked you, how could I be a better disc golfing human being? What would you say to them?
I think it just comes down to comfort with your bag. Me and my buddies here locally, we talk a lot about bag building, and that all starts with finding like one disc that you love, like a mid-range or a fairway driver that you love, and just work on that a lot, and then slowly just work out from there. I know a lot of people try to be minimal with their bag, and they're like, oh, I only carry 5 molds, or I only carry 7 molds, but just like finding that center of the bag, and then working out like what does this one disc do that I can't do, and then move from either direction from there. I need something a little faster. I need something a little slower. I need something that turns a little bit more. I need something that fades a little harder. But just like starting in the middle, a mid-range, go-to mid-range or a go-to fairway driver that you love, and then just working from there. Obviously, if you're a brand new player, starting with a mid or a putter that you like. But once you get a little more experience, like finding that center and then kind of working out slowly from there.
I like that a lot, and that's an approach to bag building that I have not heard on any videos. And I think that's honestly wise, because when I first went from a mixed bag to trilogy, I started with an escape, and I built out from there. And now I feel pretty confident in my bag, even though my rating
I mean,
wouldn't
everybody
reflect
thinks,
that.
oh, I got to have this disc for this slot, and this disc for this slot, and this disc for this slot. But if you can just kind of start at one point and then work, I throw... I like the Latitude 64 Spark. Yeah, like I start out like the Spark is like my go-to fairway, right?
Yeah.
I need something like slightly more overstable, so I go to an Audi. I need something slightly less overstable, I go to a Vandal. Oh, I need a little more distance, I go to a Sword. Oh, I need
Yeah, because that's neutral and speed-wise, it's right in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few that I've started to beat into, and obviously people will cycle discs in their bag.
Yeah.
But if you can find like what that center is, and then just like work one way or the other, like what can I use this disc in this situation? We call it rule number one. It's like rule number one: always throw this disc. And then if you can't
That's really cool.
make that shot with something else, then you move to a different disc. But like if possible, throw that disc that you feel the most comfortable with.
T-Bird.
Oh Lord,
It works.
goodness.
Sorry.
So we got another tip.
So Steve, yeah, what's your tip of the week, Steve? Do you go by Steven or can I call you Steve?
Either one's fine.
Okay.
Esteban.
Esteban.
Esteban works
Then
too.
if it's either one, if you're going to be
Mr.
willy
Waits to
nilly
you,
about
sir.
it, you're going to be Esteban.
As our brothers to the south shall call
Works.
him.
Give us a tip of the week, Esteban.
So I mean, Chris gave a great playing tip, so I'll go with tournament directing, and start with getting your certified official exam like out of the way. Get your official status with PDGA, so you can run events. You can, I mean, back in the day, you needed to count scorecards, but to be an asset to your club or to your area on helping with events. Even if you don't have plans to be in a TD, you can still like help be a course official, and you can help with things around the courses. And then like I always encourage people to go run an event, because TDs catch a lot of flack for all the little details, and there's so much that goes into it. I felt like for Evansville Open, I was spending 4 hours a day for 2 straight weeks leading up to it to get it ready.
Yeah.
And it's, like I just feel like if more people did it, there'd be more appreciation for it. And then not only that, but the events would get better, because then, the cream would rise to the top. You'd get the best for the event, or your best TDs would come up and they would learn, and surround yourself with the ones that do it in your area. I know when I first started out, like I made sure to work with the guys down here like Matt Nance and Ben Burkamp, and then I worked with Labella on a few events, and I've been around like Steve Boylan, our state coordinator, and asking him for advice, and then I even email other TDs that because what are they going to do? Like not respond if they're too busy? Like I've reached out to Doug Bierkis and asked him questions about running events. And I've reached out several times to Nate Heinel with the Ledgestone event. And I'm actually going to be fortunate enough to work with him for that event this year. So it's just like get your certification for the PDGA for an official status, and then go be a part of disc golf that's not throwing it.
You going to be one of the course TDs at Ledgestone?
For Sunset Hills.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
that was something I did last year for DD. I went and course TD at
Awesome.
Swope. I was supposed to do it again this year, but obviously things happen. But yeah, Doug is awesome, dude. And honestly, man, any of us, like I've always found that people, even like your most high-profile tournament directors or promoters, are really, really receptive to like talking and giving tips and information and stuff like that. I've found that like those of us that have been doing this for a long time and doing it well with a good track record, we all have the same kind of motivation. We all come from kind of the same place, and we have a desire to make disc golf better for the people around us, because the disc golf, either disc golf or the disc golf community or something attached to that, made a huge impact in our lives. And it's all about creating the opportunity for more people to have that experience, right? So I'm going to try and get closer to Marcus. I feel like
I'll get closer to you. How about them apples?
We remodeled.
I hear
This
that train
magic
now, though.
moment.
Shout out to Marcus Rogers.
Yeah, I'll meet it.
For remodeling.
Boys hear that
Sweet
train.
guys.
Shout out to Marcus Rogers for remodeling the Sapphire Lounge, because it looks great in here right now, and it's much more comfortable. But this is the first time with these new camera angles, so apologize for the shaky picture there for a minute, you guys. Chris, tell us about what's up with the Limestone Open. Tell us about the Limestone Open.
Yeah, so you hit on this a little bit in your intro,
Yeah.
but I ran this event last year as a B tier, and we sold it out here in Bloomington. It was scheduled for the end of May this year, and with the COVID, our county was still restricted to 25 players. So I wanted to try to do something special with it this year. So we decided to run it unsanctioned. maxing out at 25 players. And then, I bought 125 tournament fundraiser discs from DD for it. And I was trying to think of ways that we could still raise the money. We could do something special. So I looked around. I found an organization called Project Cure. They're a global organization that donates medical supplies to underserved hospitals and clinics. So I thought about it a little while, and I figured, what's a way we can do something good? So we still ran the tournament, sold it out, 25 people, and then I started selling these fundraiser discs online afterwards with $5 from every entry and then $5 from every fundraiser disc going towards this Project Cure. And then additional proceeds going to make this event bigger and better next year. So you had showed your harp. I've got this is my Moonshine Maiden with the healthcare worker stamp, limestone stamp there. Pretty sweet.
Dude, and I don't know if it's the stamp, but these discs are money. Because my harp...
Those harps are good.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, your buddy sent me a message after the round. He's like, "Can I get a couple of those harps?"
Did he really? That's awesome.
Well, I let him throw yours during the round. He's like, "I need to buy one right now."
Yeah. I'll take a pine.
So,
if you got a pine.
I sent him one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Disc golf makes the world go round.
It was an awesome experience, and it was really great. We're getting ready to make our donation. I ended up selling another 90 discs online. The online community through like the Trilogy marketplaces is awesome, and people were super supportive, and they like the stamp. All those Westside character stamps are really popular right now. So
we got a lot of healthcare workers in the disc golf community too.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people that are like, "Oh, I just want to buy like 3 so I can get one to one of my friends that's a nurse," or whatever. Like they were super excited about that. So yeah, it's a queen. People have been wondering. It's a queen. You can see she's got like the headdress and everything on it. And she's standing there in her scrubs. So,
yeah, that was as soon as I saw that disc when you showed it to me, I was like, "That is the most brilliant idea I've heard of in at least 3 months."
As soon as I seen it, I had to get one
because they had the ones like playing poker at GBO, and then there was one setting on the beach, like the nights on the beach or something.
Yeah,
and they do well with those special graphics for some of those events, those bigger events.
Chris, tell me also, Indiana State Championships. What's up with that?
Yeah. So, can you hear me all right? My headphones went out.
No, okay? I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Indiana State Championships have been held up in the Valparaiso, Northwest Indiana part of the state for 20 plus years. And just a few years ago, Jason Labella from the Terre Haute area took over the tournament and brought it here to our area. So backing up a little bit, in 2016, we have a little town, the next county over, called Nashville, Indiana. A lot of people call it Little Nashville.
We know who they want to be when they grow up.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's a really cool little artist colony town. It's kind of like almost like a Gatlinburg, Tennessee type place. They got some really cool breweries, and so back in 2015, they approached me to design a course at one of their public parks there. The county council, they had some economic development funds that they wanted to do to drive people to the city. So they basically let me design a course on their land, on their money, which was awesome. And so at the same time as I was doing that in late 2015, there's another guy locally. His name's Steve Shively, and he owned a really big piece of property that was like, I don't even know, 70 or 80 acres that was 5 minutes from the park that I was working on. And he was an avid disc golfer and was starting to put in a private course there. And that course is called Brown County Country Club. We did this without even communicating until we started working on the courses. But they made a great pair for that area. He's got a 24-hole private course. I mean, this thing is beautiful. It's like right up there in that same vein as like a Maple Hill with like a clubhouse, and it's incredible atmosphere. Nice. So we moved the state championships down to those two courses, doing shotgun starts at each course on Saturday, and then tee times at the big 24-hole course on Sunday. So that's been really cool to have the state championship down in our area.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. State championships are becoming a big deal, man. I mean, like, It's funny. You always see people go and play them. Like, there's always a few big names at the state championship tournaments and people from all over the place. Yeah. But now with, Texas State Championships was supposed to be the series opener for the national tour this year. And, of course, it will be in 2021. But,
if you look at the ratings on the Tennessee State Championships for their round ratings, they were ridiculous, the final scores.
Yeah. Yeah, super ridiculous. Steve, I want to ask you about something. Let's talk about Sky Hyzer Productions.
I keep seeing the Sky Hyzer pass on, and I'm like, all right, Sky Hyzer, I got to know because, I love Hyzer, so.
Haven't really talked about it to anybody, but that's
what better place? Another MCDG podcast exclusive.
Yeah.
That's what I named this little group. Me and Jacob Hester out of Kentucky. He's not even really a disc golfer, but he does great camera work, and we're going to go film the FPO for Severn Lane, all 3 rounds of the FPO featured card and lead card, and that'll be our first adventure with Sky Hyzer Productions.
Have you done much media stuff before now, or is this a totally new venture for you?
I did the final 9 at the Evansville Open last year. We filmed, 2 of us filmed that event, and I edited it, put it together, and commentated on it. That's on my YouTube channel. And then outside of that, I did some videos during COVID, I did some challenge videos. I did like the 1 hour back up 10 feet every time you make a putt challenge.
Yeah.
And the 21-point challenge that DD put together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to do 2 vlogs, and really it's just me just learning how to use a camera. But the tournament that we're filming, I'm really getting into that kind of thing, doing the tournament coverage. And so we're looking forward to it, especially being able to work like GK Pro, be there filming the MPO cards. Mm-hmm. So being able to give a platform for the women to be on is going to be huge.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I am always very focused on providing that coverage for FPO1 at least. And I like to work
startup Howard.
Yeah,
doing
Howard
FPO
Disc Golf out of Chattanooga, and I was about to segue into that by saying that I like to work with a media provider that is passionate about women's coverage to provide the women's coverage. It seems like a lot of times when you get 5-6 different media companies kind of bidding for different cards in a tournament, everybody obviously always wants MPO1. MPO1, that's it. That's the top bidding line, and then it's like MPO2, okay, MPO3, FPO1, all right. And then it's like MP40, what? There's a lot of rounds that deserve coverage, man, and the more the better is my philosophy. And I appreciate and enjoy working with media providers that are hungry and passionate about capturing moments because they exist everywhere. I get really burnt out on talking to media providers that are like, no, there's no interest there. It's not worth providing. And I'm like, there's no interest there because nobody's providing it. If you do a good job and you present it the right way and it looks good, you know what I mean? Those moments are just as relevant as MPO, in my opinion. And I think that's hopefully that's something that's kind of starting to come full circle, and the tables are turning there a little bit. But I don't know. I enjoy talking to people that are like, I want to capture some good disc golf, and I don't care who's playing. You know what I mean? Because there's good stories to be told there. So, and that's what's great about more and more people getting into doing disc golf media, such as yourself, is because there are more people that are anxious to get their foot in the door that would be stoked to do an FPO2 or an MP41. You know what I mean? And those are cards that I think deserve attention. So, I mean, I know, dude, from my own experience, because really I just kind of dug into trying to do video content stuff when the quarantine happened. You know what I mean? I barely knew how to use iMovie, and and we were also at that point, we had just introduced a video component to the podcast, and so I was trying to figure out how to do live streaming and how to set everything up with cool scrolling text up there and all that cool stuff. It's a big deal, dude. It's a lot to deal with because not only do you have to capture good content, you might capture 3 hours of great stuff, but that's if you capture 10 hours of crap. And then you got to go through it all and put it together in a way that looks decent. And then you got to post it, which means uploading it to YouTube, which if you don't have it in the right file format and you don't have the right Wi-Fi connect, you might set your computer up to upload at 9 o'clock at night and go to bed and wake up at 6 o'clock the next morning and you're at 60%.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
how-
you're lucky
Steven,
that I did something.
Yeah.
Steven came up with a really great idea during the quarantine. He approached me and some of the other Team Westside guys about doing a cross-country long hole where we would like cheesily throw it to each other. I don't know if you saw that or not.
No,
But,
I hadn't seen it
yeah,
yet.
it was really cool. Yeah, we'll have to send you a link. Steven, you can talk about it a little more if you want.
If you have the video file, I can add it to the show.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I mean, I would copy a link from YouTube. It's on the Westside YouTube page.
Okay.
Nice.
I may have seen it then. I watched so much
Yeah, it was
disc
a lot
golf
of
stuff,
fun,
dude.
But,
Yeah. What about Disc Golf Valley though? Do you guys play?
Because
You've jumped in the valley.
Because this guy's the ringer over here. He'll take you to church on some disc golf valley.
I got into that on quarantine.
How many
man.
discs you got in your bag now?
Oh, easily 80, 90, like level 60.
I
or
got
so.
3.
Yeah. Got that dagger.
I'm all about Disc Golf Valley. Like I think I played in the second day virtual GBO match,
Oh, nice.
and I won the random raffle for a Moonshine Sergeant. So
Nice.
like that game paid off for me in real life. I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. People are getting really into it. There's a group talking about ratings on Disc Golf Valley, like what they're rating. Like, I thought we already had enough arguments on PDJ ratings. Now it's like Disc Golf Valley ratings. Like, can you believe this hole only rated this much? It's like, this is a game,
yeah,
man.
but if you don't ace every hole, what's the point?
Oh, yeah, you got to
Right.
eagle or albatross every. Yeah.
Like, here's my video of me shooting 15 down on a 9-hole course. Like,
Exactly. You got to have that light glide ballista.
haven't gotten it yet. Level 49.
If I could donate one to you.
Hey,
Got a
Dr.
couple.
Hoy, how about a disc golf valley tip of the week? How do they get the Ballista Light Pro?
You got to know about the airplane mode trick.
Airplane mode.
Airplane
Yeah.
mode trick.
Yeah.
All right. I see.
It's complex, man. It's a complex. The Facebook group on there is like one of the most complex and one of the most posted I've seen. Like they get crazy on that.
Steven, tell us about the pumpkin shootout.
Oh man.
Because that's
okay, so
something that
anytime-
everybody knows about. Everybody's heard of the pumpkin
Yeah, that's the
shootout.
thing.
Sure.
And that's kind of like
Anytime somebody asks me about it,
that's Indiana's claim to fame. So, how are you involved? What is your connection there? Tell us your perspective of it.
really, I mean, honestly, like my involvement with that is just whatever the tournament staff needs. Like I try to help, and just like we adopt holes for our local courses, and so I just try to maintain my hole because I know, anybody that can get into that event's getting into it, and it's such a prestigious and like good looking event for later in the year with all the pumpkins that glow up the courses. That's been Burkhamp's baby right now, and he's been working on that for a few years, and he'll be running it again this year. And it's just really it's an easy thing saying, "Oh, where are you from?" Like if I go to St. Louis and play, and I'm like, "I'm from Evansville," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they don't know where it's from. I can say, "Well, you know where the pumpkin shootout's from? That's where I'm from." I'm like,
Sure.
"Oh, okay. Now we know what you're talking about."
Is that at one course or
Well,
what's the
this
format
year-
or how's that
well,
work?
not this year. I think 2 years ago it started. It used to be like just at Mesker and Woodmere, and then we built another 18 holes at the Mesker complex, I call it. So it's Mesker Park and then Mesker Woods, and so it's just those two courses. 36 holes. You don't have to go anywhere. All 36 holes. You can be in the same parking lot.
Nice.
It's a one-day event, but what they do is like Friday night, they all go to a club member's house. He's got a big pole barn out back, and they carve pumpkins, and they carve like hundreds of pumpkins all
Nice.
Friday night, and just play music and hang out and visit. And then Saturday they do a doubles, bring your own partner doubles, And then Saturday night they do a random draw. I think it's a random draw doubles glow round, and they put all the pumpkins that they carved out on the course, and then they light them all.
Nice.
Put the little battery candles in them, and so you play your glow round with pumpkins all over the place and pumpkins across the whole Nines Bridge at Musker Park. It's a short little par 3, but has a bridge that goes across the creek, and it's lined with pumpkins on it. And so it's just a real memorable weekend for disc golf. And it's
You guys
always
should
the
come
first
down.
weekend of November.
We'll put you up. We'll show you
Yeah.
some hospitality.
No, that
Those
sounds
Evansville-
like
Evansville
I'm
courses
down.
are-
I'm down. 'Cause
sure.
it sounds
Yeah.
like
That sounds
Boogie
amazing.
Bottoms.
As
Boogie
long-
Bottoms, I had a great time like that with a bunch of people, you know,
Bottoms
like
and Boogie.
the
What?
Bottoms of Boogie. And it's something I definitely like to go up to Evansville and try
those,
out.
those tournaments
I've
are
heard
always
it's hard to get
awesome.
into though. Why would you better you better be on the clicker. when it
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
live.
Those
looking at
those,
the
those tournaments
scores.
are always fun to go to because it's
Yeah.
like you're hanging out like those multi-day events, and you have like bring your own partner doubles, and
Yep.
then you're at the night rounds, and you're just like craziness.
The hardest part
there's
is-
always some crazy stories out of those tournaments. Like,
That's what I'm trying to get to. Like the hardest part is trying not to drink the night before too much before you're around, you know? Like trying not to have too much
That is
fun,
a
you know,
very
to
Yeah.
keep your
hard thing to do.
you
Yeah.
know, the balance right there is impossible. Like should I have fun or should I get ready for the round?
and
Let's
there's always the
do
guy
both.
that's
We
like
gotta-
the most like he's got the most complex pumpkin stencil on,
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's the guy that's just like
Smiley
sawing
face.
out
Smoke
sawing
cigarettes.
out the pumpkin and just like I made this.
Look what I got.
I've
Look.
seen some
I can't-
apparatus made
Yeah,
out of
I
that
can't
as well.
forget about it. I can't forget though. Like at the pumpkin shootout is the $1,000 ace hole, but
What?
instead of hitting the basket, you got to hit the pumpkin on top of the basket.
Oh,
And in
no
7
way.
years, it's never been hit.
Oh man.
7 years.
You
You want to
Never
talk
been
to
hit
a
the
master of hitting the
Yeah.
top of the basket? Yeah, here I go.
Oh,
Yeah,
No
I think
aces,
the
but yeah, I can
closest
hit the
one
top
they
of
had
it. Yeah,
was like last year. Paul Ullman came like an inch from it. He hit the banner,
yeah.
oh.
and
So do you have to knock it
No
off
luck on the
like
pumpkin.
William Tell
no, you just gotta hit
overture?
it.
Oh,
They got a
okay.
witness that mans that hole, and you just got to hit it.
Ah.
Ah.
Is it
You gotta
like
throw a stiletto and then you got to stick it right in the pumpkin.
You gotta let
it-
it.
well, if
You
it's
gotta-
a stiletto, it'd be
Joel
Joel
Frame.
Frame.
Has to stick.
You got to put it on a big granddaddy
I have one
hyzer
of-
and bend it,
I've got
flex
one
it
of Joe
out.
Frame's stilettos in my room.
No,
Dang.
no. You all would probably throw a putter off the tee
they-
normally, but
Yeah.
you throw that driver so you know you get it straight there
Sure.
quickly.
Do they have glow stilettos?
I'm sure.
Is that a thing?
I'm sure there's moonshine stilettos. I'm sure that's a thing. It's got to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you
Could be. I could be talking out my foot.
Well,
Might have to take
Might
a look
have
at that. Chris, tell us a little bit. You've got a couple video projects you're working on: the Trilogy Challenge and the Westside All Molds Challenge. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're hosting a trilogy challenge this Sunday here in Bloomington. One thing that we did about a month ago, we went out to the private course and we did a draft of all of the years of the trilogy challenge. So we collected all the years back to 2014. I brought 6 guys out with me. I played with the 2020 prototype set that they sent us, and then we picked out of a hat and we drafted 2014 through 2019, and I put my setup against all those other years. And 2019 ended up taking it home. Not spoiler alert, 2019 ended up taking it home. But I'll have the first half of that video, which is 2014, 15, and 16 against 2020 on the front 12 of the private course, probably by the end of this week. And then I'm finishing up doing the editing on the back 12, which is the 2017, 18, and 19. So all good sets. There's a lot of cool strategy on which set you wanted based on how you threw the course and everything. So that was really fun to do with everybody. It's just been a lot of editing, getting all that put together. The other project that I've been working on is a Westside All Molds Challenge. So I made sure to have one of every single mold. I believe it's 32 molds in the Westside lineup. And then went out to that same 24-hole private course. And the rule was pretty simple. You can't throw the same disc more than once in succession, other than the putter. Once you're inside circle one, you can use a regular putter. For me, that was the shield. But just kind of went through the list and
Team
started to
Cheers.
run out of mids and drivers towards the end. I'm throwing drivers on upshots and stuff. Probably not the best demonstration of what the discs are for, but then once you ran out, then you could start over and use the discs again. So trying to use every single disc in the Westside lineup for this 24-hole course.
That's awesome. So it's like the similar thing to the Trilogy Challenge. It's like you're comparing discs. Like for fans of one mold or another, like they might be able to get kind of invested in it.
Yeah, well, it's like strategy too, because you're trying to figure out, okay, do I want to use this now, or is there a hole later that I throw it well on? Should I use a mid here, or save my putter for a putter shot later, or an upshot here? So it's just like kind of being conservative about what disc you're using on which holes, and kind of a fun mind game. You try to map it out, but it never actually works how you think, because you kick off a tree and you got to use up one of your other discs on a hole. So it was really fun.
Well, I think it's a really rad idea, just because of it's another cool format, and like that's a really intriguing and engaging piece of content. But also, like, what a neat way to highlight certain discs. Like everybody sees disc review videos, and those are all kind of done in the same way.
So, Will, when is the DD All Molds Challenge at Cedar Hill?
Are you gonna come down and help me run it? Let's do it.
DD versus
I need
I'll come down and film.
Okay, you
I'll
guys come down and
if
film.
you-
All right, let's do it.
How many molds in the DD
Sky
lineup,
Hyzer.
72.
including
I'm
retired?
gonna have a really hard time choosing between an Escape, a Warden, and a Warden.
You only got to pick it once, and then
Gotta
it's gone.
use them
You gotta go to
all.
the next one.
Yeah.
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 I got judges.
Yep. You sure do.
That's it.
Yeah, we tried
all I
to
got.
make last year a judgment round when you can only use judges.
We
Yeah,
did
we
have
did
we
do
did
that.
have the Rock versus Buzz challenge. That was Zach,
Yeah, they
Exactly.
Black Mario did
averaged
that.
averaged out the score divided among all the people,
Yeah.
and it was within half a point. Like,
Yeah.
like I forgot who won, but they did a cool stamp on each
That's
disc,
nice.
and it was within half a point. So,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how did
Gotta find the out of production stuff too, right? You gotta
yeah, you
find
gotta get the.
The old
Fugitive and the Slammer and
Ooh, the slammer.
The ice,
The Patrol.
the
They don't
ice
make this
clear,
one.
Lucid
Slammers like
X,
a
Emac
It's very
Truth
tough. This
They don't make
to master.
that sold out in like 20 minutes at GBO last year.
So tell us real quick, you guys. Is there any? I mean, like, how did you? I don't want to like make it too open ended and take you way back to the beginning, but you guys, did you both kind of get to know each other organically by both being geographically in the same area, or the Team Westside thing? How did you guys first get your sponsorship with Westside? How does that all play into the things that you're building? Were you aiming to be competitive players, and was that how your sponsorship was originally targeted, or were you just running tournaments, promoting, and picked up as ambassadors? How does that work?
Yeah, so I met Steven actually through the charity fall series the first year that we ran it. Our kickoff tournament 3 years ago was down at a course closer to him, and he was helping run it and just hustling like crazy. And so me personally, I've been running events since 2014, 2015. Tyler Searle came through with his RV back in 2015, and I got hooked on the Trilogy stuff. I've been playing since the late 90s. 1997 is when I started down around Atlanta. Didn't really play competitively, just casually, and then moved up here, played some tournaments, but was going through pharmacy school, and then got hooked up with my local club around 2013 and started playing more competitively and running things. But Tyler came through, and then I had that course design that I worked on. Jay Ray and Drew Gibson came through for our grand opening in early 2016 for that. And then just running events all the time, running leagues, running all that sort of thing. Doing all the tournament fundraiser sponsorship things through DD. And then late 2 years ago, I was just looking for some additional support as a tournament director, and did apply for the team sponsorship. And then got a call from Brian Shintaku back then.
Shout out to Taco.
And, he was one of the Taco. He was one
Love
of the team
Taco.
managers. Yeah. Yeah, so through him and a great mentor relationship with Tyler Searle and Jay Ray, they were able to get me on the Westside team. I was open to do anything, just wherever I could help the most to promote the brands in our area. At the time, we had Brian Miller way up north, and we had Chris
Chris.
just moved from the Minnesota area down to near Louisville. But other than that, we didn't have anybody else in the area. So yeah, and then I saw Steven just killing it down there. And then I heard about the Am Worlds bid. We started talking about that, and I was like, guys, we got to get this guy on board. Like, he's just killing it. I mean, he out hustled me like crazy right now. So I talked to them last year, and I was like, we got to both get on board. Geographically, we're kind of close together, but we're growing things in our areas a lot. So it's really, really nice to have someone close by that I can bounce ideas off of and play together with. And I like to play. Like, I'm a competitive player. I just turned 40 this year, so I'm an MP40 player now.
Shade golfer.
Yeah.
Playing
Yeah,
for the
but-
shade.
I got a couple questions about that.
Yeah, what's up?
We're all
So-
chasing the Masters.
Yeah, we're
division.
all chasing the Masters
The only
division
reason
in
I'm
here.
running for the PDGA award is so that I can convince them to create an intermediate Masters division before I turn 40.
Gotcha.
Like, how many people are also like going to the MP40 division that's like in your city that you were like, oh man, I'm gonna like play against the better players, but not necessarily have to play against you anymore?
Not a ton. Our state coordinator, he plays a lot of MP40. He's an Innova player. He's up in the 980s. He's been playing for a really long time, has a lot of wins. So I do play with him a lot. Locally, I'm starting to push some of our local players to start playing MP40 with me, which they've been doing. I was playing MPO and get my butt kicked up until last year when I started having a little bit of success with that, just in some smaller C tiers. So,
I'd say it's still pretty competitive.
yeah,
division
yeah.
around
Well,
here, though.
yeah. First, I went down, played my first sanctioned MP40 event, and down by Steven, and got my butt kicked, and then finally got to win an MP40 earlier this year before the whole COVID thing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice because I'm definitely getting ready for MP40.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking around
Let's go.
the room right now. I'm like, yeah, I
got-
can't wait to play you guys here soon.
Oh.
I
I'm
got
staying
3
in
years.
MPO, man,
Me,
for a
I'm
while.
all
I'm younger than.
I got 3 years, man. I got 3 years.
I'll keep it warm for you.
6. Got 6
Yeah.
going for me.
Lucky.
So man, we've been on here like an hour and a half, and
Boom shakalaka.
I was stoked because I know you guys are doing great things, and I love giving whatever platform we have out to
Oh, it's big.
people that are doing
Soapbox.
good things. I mean,
Soapbox.
not sure exactly how many people are paying attention, but
There's probably
you know,
5,
yeah.
maybe.
But I know like these kind of stories are great for our community because the people that are just getting into it, you know, maybe a few of them are like me and they knew that they found disc golf too late in life to really make a competitive career out of it, but that they could find a niche within the sport where they could exist and thrive and maybe make a future. And I think that that's important, and the more examples that we can show of that and examples that we can show of the good that disc golf can do in the world, like that's important stuff. That's what the point of having this kind of a platform is for. So
We appreciate it.
yeah, and I want to say thank you to you both, Steven and Chris, for everything that you guys are doing up there in Indiana. I feel like we're distant relatives. I feel like there's going to come a time where we're going to be collaborating on some stuff and spending a little
Not
bit more
that
time
far,
together.
man. Not that far.
Yeah,
Send
it's
some
a good point to
swag.
point out. You guys have, is it the Gibson County Challenge that's coming up at the beginning of August? Is that the one
Yeah,
that I was looking at?
August 1st and 2nd is the GCC, Gibson County Challenge.
Okay.
Gatekeeper. You had Derek on a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
But Gatekeeper's going to be filming MPO lead for that.
That's awesome.
It's 3 rounds. Tee times on Sunday. We got like a putting challenge going on, a players party with a beer garden and a live band and food. Downtown, they're going to close a street on the square downtown for everybody to come out and hang out at.
Heck yeah. So you guys, this is less than 3 hours away. everybody here in Nashville that's watching the show right now, like, you guys go up to Indiana.
How far is Little Nashville, Indiana?
For me, it's like 30 minutes from me. Probably from Big Nashville, I'd say you go up 65 through Louisville, probably about 3.5, 4 hours maybe.
Boom.
I like how he
reasonable.
said from Big Nashville.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to Brandon Johnson. He's been
Big
watching
Nash.
and dropping mad comments. And the chat wasn't
comments,
loading on my phone, and I just refreshed it, and I got like mad comments from Brandon Johnson. He straight up resorted to saying, "Say my name, say my name." So what up, Brandon? We love you. Thank you for watching.
So there are people watching out there.
Yeah, there
That's what
are.
we're saying.
Yeah, buddy.
It just sucks because the internet's so bad in Nashville that we can't keep up with it.
Big Nash internet.
Room or internet?
Internet works fine in Little Nashville.
Yeah, there's too many people in Nashville. That's why it's not working
Right.
great here. We closed. We full. Everybody
Yeah.
turn around. Head back to
You
Oklahoma.
go home. Go back
I
where
mean,
you come from.
Come visit. Go home.
You stay for a little time. You can leave right now.
So, Chris, Steven, is there anything that you would like to put out on the airwaves to our audience before we close up our segment of the show with you? I know we mentioned a bunch of the events that you have coming up, but any special projects, anything that you would like, any parting words for the audience that you would like to leave us with?
Chris?
Just tell people where to find you on social media. Dr. Disc Golf on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Remember, if you're
is,
looking for Steven on Facebook, you got to look for Esteban. It's Steven Waits if you want to find him on Facebook.
yeah,
and I
you
just
can
let the cat out of the
follow
bag.
me on Instagram. I'm at Dr. Disc Golf, all one word. And then I also have a Facebook page, just Chris Baker Disc Golf on Facebook, or Chris Baker if you want to look me up on there on the regular Facebook page. Try to put some social media posts out there, disc reviews, all that kind of stuff. Mainly just thanks for having us on. It's been a really cool opportunity. This is my first time being on a sort of a live podcast, so it's really cool to share what we're doing up here in our area. And it was nice to meet you, Will, when I was there a few weeks ago, and then get a chance to talk to you guys tonight. So thanks so much for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Steven Waits, same as the Facebook one, or SWaits _ my 93138. Check that out. Big thanks to you guys for having us, and for Baker for letting me come on here and join them.
You came
And then,
highly
for his
recommended,
help
Steven.
with Westside. Yeah.
Esteban.
So his, and then just check out the Gibson County Challenge, and then I'm always I think I'm on the Nashville and the Music City Facebook pages, so I'm always posting our tournament down there.
Nice.
So I might purge your guys' Facebooks with that.
Well, hey, man.
There's a tournament coming up in just north of Chattanooga. I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to, anyways, in October, I think.
Yeah.
I heard it has a sweet view of the mountains. I don't know.
Which one?
Something probably in
Is it like
Knoxville or
Side?
Harmon
Is
Hills.
it Sod Daisy or is it Daisy something?
Oh,
Side Daisy.
Chains on the Links, baby.
Uh-oh.
Dude,
Yes,
that's a great
you want to go.
course. Oh man,
I'll tell you,
Did
if
I
you're-
see you
Highly
there?
recommended.
Did
I'm going
you
to tell
see
you,
it?
if you're going to make the
I'm
trip,
wanting to come.
if you're going to make the trip, play Chains on the Links
Oh yeah.
and Halloween at Dogwood.
That's it.
So, but next time you guys come to town, give us a heads up so we can help you plan your trip, and we can plan to have you both in the Sapphire Lounge and join us for the podcast in here.
Yep.
So we don't have to deal with this Zoom crap.
Zoom. Zoom.
And-
Come around.
But dude, thank you guys so much. This was a really fun podcast for us. I'm very fond of you guys. I've barely known you, Steven, for a few minutes, and Chris, we only met once. But it's that thing, man. It's the people that are passionate and that give two craps about disc golf and its future. You know, it's hard not to meet those people and form some kind of connection with them. So I'm grateful that we have expanded our disc golf family into Indiana.
Absolutely.
And I hope that in the future we're able to kind of partner with you guys to promote some of your stuff, and you can partner with us promote some of our stuff. And I was about to say earlier, if you're about to post a link to something on our page, just shoot me the information and how you want it posted, and I'll post it so it's coming from us. Because
Awesome.
I have faith in you guys. You get my cosign for sure. Real quick, after we jump off the podcast, because I'm about to cut to a break real quick, and then for everybody that's watching, another reason to watch the YouTube version is because we're about to do a closing segment, our little after hours segment to wrap up the show. That will only be available on the YouTube version. It will not be on Facebook Live. So, good reason to tune into the YouTube version. But Chris and Steven, because we had a little bit of an audio snafu at the very beginning of our talk, hang on to the Zoom meeting for just a minute after I cut the stream, and we'll do a little intro segment so I can give you guys a proper introduction. So, thanks once again to you guys for taking the time to be with us tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in to Facebook, and we'll see you in the after hours segment here in just a minute. And for everybody else, we'll catch you on the flip.
See ya.
Thanks. Good luck with the election.
Thanks and
Thank
change.
you.
Welcome into the Sapphire Lounge.
Dude, I like that hat. Where the fuck that hat come from?
Oh, if you didn't notice, my hat is turned the other direction, and that's an indicator for the fact that we are after hours.
After hours, it gets so crazy that the hat's turned front.
Yeah, I'm not worried about my hair anymore. It must be after hours.
Yeah,
Fucking
just
ponytail back
Big
here.
boy hair.
I know, right? Lights,
Big hair,
camera,
don't
action,
care.
Big hair.
don't care.
Motherfucking big hair.
Boom,
Brush
shaka
that
taka.
off.
I
Let me
know,
brush
right?
that off for you.
Dust his shoulders off. Play.
Got him.
Those are carpet match drapes. Yes. Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
That's the after hours comment.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was actually
yeah.
talking about like my shirt and like.
I still,
Oh
combination,
yeah,
but
no,
it's
that's.
I still
yeah.
got the Knight Rider theme stuck in my head. Sorry. I was just,
That's because we grew up with that shit.
Yep.
It'll get stuck in your mind real quick. Y'all know about Knight Rider? That black car with a little red light on the front that slides.
These
from
kids-
left to right.
these kids never got Thundercats, never got Voltron,
Damn.
never got Transformers, He-Man.
No Transformers? Oh, shit.
No of the original Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The original Ninja Turtles.
I mean, they didn't get Scooby Doo. They didn't
Garfield.
get
I mean, they got all kinds of stuff, but like,
They-
dude, you look-
Inspector Gadget. They didn't get Inspector Gadget.
no, these kids did not get Inspector Gadget,
Like
dude.
the motherfucking
Go Gadget podcast.
Go Gadget. They don't know what the fuck it means. Go Gadget. Know what the fuck it means?
I'm smacking microphones. I'm spitting mad.
They might know what a Smurf is.
Coronavirus.
They might know what a Smurf is.
If you haven't noticed, we're after hours, so all bets are off. Dr. Hoy's just making up a theme
That's what he
song.
does. I
And
swear.
Making
Every
up a
time
theme
before
song?
the episode starts, I just want like Dr. Hoy right to my right, so I can be like, all right, what's the beat? Hit me with the beat. Buster raps. Hey, I'm gonna be like after
Yo,
hours.
check it out.
Here we This guy's got more soul than me, I swear.
It's the podcast. At long last, y'all back in this thing, strong, fast. I'm about to learn you some knowledge. Everybody knows Dre. Dre. I don't know who Dre is. I was about to say Dr. Hoy is super fantastic. He runs events mad. Fantastic. Yeah, I just said the same word twice.
Fantastic.
Everybody knows that I'm drinking coffee black with no ice. Because I'm a real man. Like a Puerto Rican. In the thermos can.
Killed it.
Hey, Contigo.
Just drop the mic, man. Drop the mic.
Play electric slide.
Oh, man. Fuck Prodigy Access. Oh, man. Did I say that? Holy. All right, actually, you know what? I don't have like a huge problem with it because I actually do put with a Prodigy disc.
Marcus Rogers just
What do you
said the
put
fuck
with?
word.
I put with a PA3.
The F word.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I'm one of those guys.
Man.
Dang.
This
But
content
actually,
may
well,
not
let me
be
tell you-
suitable for anyone
tell you.
under the age
Let
of
me explain
anyone.
myself, okay? I love AVRs.
Yep.
Big fan of the Deputy. Big fan of Pures. I mean, I swear I put with anything. I used to put with Rhinos.
Yeah.
Holla at Rodney.
Holla.
But I mean, right now my
What
flavor,
about darts?
My flavor. Oh man, if I was a man, I'd use a dart.
Shout out to Hawkeye, Josh Alkey.
But yeah, seriously.
Steve Frank. Shout out to Steve Frank, who
Shout out.
played this weekend out at Ogwood. He's from Knoxville, East Tennessee way. member of the ambassador team for RPM Discs. He is also a big supporter of women's events and all this stuff, and really good dude. He's participated in our raffles for TSB and stuff.
Yep.
His email addresses and all of his usernames and handles are all Hawkeye, Hawkeye, Hawkeye. I was like,
Hawkeye. It's Russian for Hawkeye.
he's Russian.
You didn't say enough phlegm when you said that.
Hawkeye.
Some more
Hawkeye.
phlegm with my conversation, please.
Hawkeye.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I went there.
You did. You done it. It done.
Well, we did have Ogwood.
Hello.
We
I
did
kind
have-
of missed. I signed up, but I didn't make it.
You almost made it.
Next year.
You're on one card, then you're like, I'll be there at the end. And you're like,
I know, right?
I'm not gonna.
Let me tell you what happened, man.
what happened was
It was like you were slipping down the tee times, and then finally it ran out.
I was like, okay, so it takes how many minutes to drive to? And
Yeah.
then another minutes to drive to. And like the second was like an hour. And I was like, oh, I got to drive 35 minutes and then an hour.
Yeah, it was. We had a lot of people that were trying to time it out just right. Because I remember I was like, Joe D. Douglas. He's like running up
No
that hill.
way.
Because, like after he gets, there's a lot of people there. They get the park pretty far, a little far away. And he's like, hey, I'm here. Like, oh, my gosh.
You know what I did? I actually didn't want like a repeat of what I did last time at Dogwood. What did I?
You just showed up. Hey, has anything been aced yet? And we would already have said there's already been 4 aces. You've been like, no. And even hole 1 had been aced already.
No
John
way.
Lynn. So the ace count. We had John Lynn hit hole 1 with a justice on a right hand backhand.
Okay.
Then go to hole 2. Tanner Carter. Shout out Tanner Carter. He threw a Page Pierce Undertaker right hand backhand hole 2, hit hole 2. That was an AM division.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. It's after hours, right?
Yeah, that's after
You
hours.
ain't going for no ace on a backhand like that.
Yeah, hey man,
really? Like seriously? Are you
No,
really
well,
trying to on the
But how much you
backhand
want to
hole
bet
two?
he turned around off the tee pad like?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay, I didn't even see the shot. Okay, but
By
I'm
the
gonna tell you
way,
what happened.
yes, it's after hours, and
It's-
we have no proof. We have a parental advisory on the screen now. I just want to make that.
It was straight
make
out
that
of
known.
Ogwood.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what happened. He threw the disc, and disc disappeared behind the barn. He couldn't see it for a second. He was like,
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's okay. And then it came back in ace. He was like, look at me.
Yeah,
Look at what
yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I was
King
like,
Kong ain't
I
got
didn't have to
nothing on
see
me.
the shot. I didn't have to see the shot, but I know it's
Yeah.
what happened. He's like, man, I didn't even
But
guess.
I think one of the best of the day was a guy. I think he got his first ace ever. Jay Weems.
Josh Weems.
Josh Weems. He hit 3A. He what did he
I
tell me
saw
he threw?
it. Well, I didn't see it hit the basket, but I heard people screaming, and I was like
He
within
threw
a
a-
Was it like
Yeah.
super
turn
windy
around.
on 3A like it usually is?
Yeah, he threw a Hyzer. Let me see what he.
Hope it was a putter.
It's Big Hyzer.
He threw a Lucid X EMAC Truth on a
Hey.
backhand, big old backhand Hyzer.
Wait. That's like a short shot. You can't say big old backhand either.
Great big old granddaddy Hyzer. That's what he done throw.
Big enough to make $100.
That's what he throwed. You ask Josh Weems any day of the
Ace in
week,
your
he'll
face.
tell you he threw.
Ace,
He done
ace,
throwed
ace
a
in your
big
face.
granddaddy
Ace.
Hyzer with his lucid
in your
X
And then
Mac
we
trade.
can't forget about Jared Cupadura.
Oh, second ace ever. He's hit
Jared-
hole 13 at
Ogwood. Yeah,
this
13.
weekend.
Hit a harp.
Harp, backhand. But the other ace that he has, his only other ace, is at another course on hole 13. I think it's Cedar Hill.
So, lucky number 13.
Lucky for
folks,
some people.
Statistics. So they each made $100. 2 in the pro, 2 in the AM. So they wiped out the ace pot this weekend.
Yep, hole 13 at Cedar.
But I mean, I
This
kind
is
of like
other
it
ace.
that way. You know, if you like
Two
spread it out,
13s. Lucky 13.
$400 spread out. I mean, I feel good about that. I ain't gonna be mad. Like, hey,
Yeah,
you hit an ace. I
and-
can't hit an ace. It's okay.
And it was awesome because on the leaderboard, let me just show you a little bit what it.
You gonna show me?
You
Okay.
got the dark blue.
Yeah. The dark blue is the what?
They can't even tell it.
Oh, I can tell. You
The
can tell.
dark blue is a 1.
Oh, okay.
And Jared went out early. He was the first one to hit. And then
Want me
Tanner,
to show? I can hold it up.
yeah, Tanner Carter and Josh Weems were on the same card. So Tanner Carter hit 2.
No way.
2 holes later, Josh Weems hit an ace, and they're like, "What are we getting ourselves into today?"
That's pretty sick.
So I mean, get UDisc, guys. Get a login. It's,
here's another reason
Was it
for
like
the after hours.
$7? Was it $7?
It's actually, you don't have to have a pro account
Yeah.
to actually
You
get it. You can download
there's
the
a
app
free
for free.
account that gets a lot of functions. But if you
anybody
are
wants to go half on it, I'll
PDGA
go half on it with
current,
you.
Yeah,
you get a free pro account.
yeah, exactly.
Why not get it? Why not get PDGA?
Yeah.
I
Why
did
would you
something
not?
different.
Why
I
not
paid.
get PDGA current?
Oh God, they got me.
And I
Why
just
didn't
got
they
to
ask me if I had a?
You
Okay,
get all
whatever.
this stuff, man.
I got
Not
a
just
shout
the
out.
magazine.
I got a shout out too. I played with Landon Lamberth and Jay Skinner, and shout out to Landon Lamberth, man. He shot a 50. He won our card, but I beat Jay. So
All that matters.
and I beat Coop. Those were two of my goals this year. But we had a 3-way tie at MPO, the top 10 down. Donnie Wicks, Stone Smith, and Logan Bowers.
All right, I didn't
And
see everybody's.
Looking
their
at
card.
those three,
Let me see.
yeah. Here you go. You can turn it sideways, sitting sideways.
Okay.
Sitting sideways.
But
It looks like if I look at this,
the 10 down, I'm sure each one of them has that one. They're like, man, if I could have had one more stroke, I could have taken it all down. But I guess I got to give a shout out to Stone Smith, man. He's been putting very well. I mean, he's playing a lot more consistently, but he's putting like he's committed to all his putts and is showing. So I mean, he's committed to playing a lot better
if you
too.
look at like three people's got the same score in the finish, I think whoever had the most bogeys had the best round.
Who was that?
So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
He
hey,
had-
guys, after hours, let's say straight up, if you want to have a good tournament experience for the rest of this year and going forward, please take the time to download the UDisc app
seriously.
and create a profile. You get a free account. You may
Yeah.
not get access to all of the features, but you get a very highly functional. You get scorecarding. You're like able to keep score, and you get
Right.
course directory, so you can. And I think the road trip planner is even part of
Yeah.
the free account.
And some of the people want to be carded together, but if nobody has a UDisc account, because we know who you are now, we know the people who don't have phones, their phone's in the car, their phone got hacked by Russia.
It has
You know,
been said.
there's a lot of different excuses we're hearing
That
these
happens.
days.
That's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird that it happened two back-to-back events in a row, though.
Yeah.
That's the weird part.
Same person.
These are not made up. These are not made up excuses. I can't charge my phone. I can't be out in the sun. Like, okay, but we may not be able to honor those requests because we got to have somebody in your group that can keep score.
Yep.
No
At
paper
least one
cards.
person has to be able to check in their app on their own phone.
And if you have to keep a paper card, if something goes wrong and then you get mad that it's not on the leaderboard, that's on you. That's on you. But actually, one of the main things I wanted to say was at our bag tag, how many women were a part of this bag tag? We've had growing numbers the entire year. We had 4 in the FPO, and Alex Stewart took it down with a 59. And then we had in the wait for it
Yeah, I did. that.
FA2.
You see that?
We had 4 people.
Shout out to Alex Stewart.
Yeah.
Yep, because she just started playing FPO. She's
And
a relatively
she made
newer
the move
player, and she's been just really awesome as a representative. She got
Yeah.
picked to Nashville Disc Golf Store's team, I
Yeah.
think, right? Was that
Yeah,
them
she's
or Flight Co? It was one of the two. I think it's Nashville Disc Golf.
and there's like I think a bag sponsor, like a
Yeah. She's got a
sports
couple
sack or
sponsors now.
something. Yeah, she's
And she just started playing FPO, and
Yeah.
she's doing really well. And it's just awesome to see her
exactly.
taking to it like a duck to water.
Yeah.
And doing good things.
And then we had 4 intermediate women. Kesley took it down with a 57.
Yep, she's on here.
Nice shooting. And then we had 7 novice women. Shout out to Abby Ignashewski. Hopefully that's correct. She's shot a 63, and she actually said, I guess I'm moving up to pro next event.
No way.
So there's people already making moves. So that was 15 women. We had 15 women
Yeah.
play this event. So that's a huge turnout. So that's
I've
one of my
always
main
said
shout
like the way
outs.
to like grow the sport is to get women involved. You
Yeah.
know, a little
They're-
more involved here and there. And I've always said like, hey, get your grandma to play with your grandson or vice versa. You know,
Yeah.
your daughter to play with her dad. If schools can implement this and you can play like teacher with the
Yeah.
student, you know, teacher of the week with the student of the week, however it may play. You know,
Yeah.
if you get more women involved, you get more people involved, it's just going to grow the sport and it's going to make us all look better in the end.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that was my main shout out. But My second main shout out was the Philip Dawson and Tasha and the course.
Yep.
Ogwood was looking spectacular. I mean, you pull in. It's a golf course, folks. Like in the truest sense of the word, you pull down a little drive. You can see the course. You can see people playing on it as you pull in. There's a clubhouse. It looks like, the Masters, like the way it's mown, and you got your open shots. You got your wooded holes, and it's just good vibes, man. So
Did it get signed by everyone?
Yeah, Jay and Dr. Hoy signed it after I did. But
yeah,
Was that Q-Tip?
no, that's
No, who's that?
Turtle.
Oh, it's
Turtle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Turtle
I'm
Power.
a big fan of Turtle.
Teenage
With the-
Mutant
I didn't mean to
Ninja
derail you,
Turtles,
Dr. Hoy. I was
Teenage
listening to you
Mutant
talk. I was
Ninja
just showing the
Turtles,
pictures while.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
I know, I'm like, ooh,
Turtles.
pictures,
He was
let
in a
me see.
half shell. Turtle Power.
No, man, one of the greatest times, I guess, fun times I've had for a birthday, I was out at Ogwood, and I got everybody to sign my disc. And
Yeah.
it's covered.
Yeah, there's something in the water there because everybody's having a big time. We had the monitor up.
You ever seen that disc before?
And
I'll show you this shit. It's badass.
I 2'18", so I mean,
All right, I'm going to give a guy a pound, too. Okay.
actually, that's what. Yeah,
It's golf snap. That
Golf
2
snap.
on 18.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you're going over the valley. You got the nice little tree in the way on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
You got to make sure not to hit the tree on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
You got to pure it. You could easily go
I think I've
past
tooed
it.
it like 2 times.
I actually
in the last
listened
5
to
years.
the tip of the week last week.
No, Dan
Yes,
Sis, showing
Mountain
back up.
Man Dan
Mountain
Sis.
motherfucking
He keeps
Dan Sis. Yep.
Mountain Man keeps coming up, and the tip of the week was, how are you going into a tournament?
True.
What's your mindset? And I was like, at Naval Hill, which was just a week ago, I was like, I'll just get out there and play. That's fine. And it showed in my round. But this week, I had a game plan, working with a couple people on a couple different lines, a couple different tournament strategies, people that believed in me. So I know there's a lot of people out there that believe in me.
Look at now, he wants to be alone.
Yeah, no, he's like,
you
oh,
can't
shit.
be
It's,
in
yeah,
two
it's-
frames.
it's
Why
made
can't I
like-
be in 2 frames?
yeah.
Because I want to look at you sometimes and I want to say, I know.
You're a superstar.
Hey, okay.
And-
Hey,
but,
I did
Dang,
I did
you
make
can't
the lounge.
you can't get 2 cameras, man.
Yeah, 2 chains.
Look,
Everybody gets one camera.
Look,
Yeah.
I got
It's
another
like a
camera up there, okay?
Yeah.
We can all have our own separate
That's the
cameras.
It's a
Yeah.
bag tag. Everybody
Now, look,
gets one
something I
CTP.
did- all right, so
Yeah.
you brought it up. Something I didn't say last week is that Dan could have inadvertently made the Sapphire Lounge happen because he grew my love for disc golf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
Damn.
all right, Dan. So
What
if you
is
see this,
going on with the cameras?
I really
Seriously,
thought
man.
that I'd
Damn.
say that, but I really didn't. All right, now I'm gone now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not in any.
He's not in any cameras.
Dang,
Come on, bro.
Lord.
But
You can't even find me. Where'd he go? Marcus, come back.
There he is.
Come back. Look, Will wants his own camera.
yeah,
Can I get my own? Can I go? Can I plug in?
yeah. What?
I just literally moved it just a little bit. Look, we're all
Yeah.
flying.
I don't
Now
see
we're flying.
why is this happening right now?
All right. After hours.
Hey,
Will
Will's
is
getting
not
squirrely
happy.
after hours. But anyway, I had a mindset. I'm going to compete. I had a
Yeah.
proper warm up,
Yeah.
and I had a game plan for every hole.
Mhm.
Stuck with the game plan. Got a little bit out of sync couple times, but I said no. I'm playing this like,
The one thing that always messes
and
me up
it showed.
is putting new discs in the bag. Did you put anything new in the bag?
No, I had thrown
That's why
every
he did
shot
well.
I threw. I had thrown before, like every drive at least. I knew. I mean, there's a couple where I hit trees, but every drive I knew
Was
what
it
I was
Steven
throwing.
or Chris who said that today? Start with what you know, and then work from there.
The Mamba was.
Chris, yeah.
Chris
I
said
was
that.
painting lines with the Mamba.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Team
for
Mamba.
what
Team
you
Mamba.
know, and then like build off of that. You
Yeah.
know, for me, it's all of a sudden changed to the truth.
Okay.
Flicking the truth. I'm throwing it backhand. Like,
Yeah.
And just because he said that, it just like reiterates what I felt about the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah. I'm just
It's
gonna start with the truth on every
Just
drive. thinking,
centerpiece. Yeah.
Like, okay, so I can't throw the truth right here. What should I throw?
Yeah.
You know, I'm literally gonna try to to get up and say that on every drive just to see how my mindset
Yeah.
or my game finishes. Because
Yeah.
if I can't get there with the truth, then what I'm gonna throw.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so you guys, please download the UDisc app,
Yes.
create a profile, be able to check in. Because if you can do that, then you don't really have to hang around Tournament Central at all.
Is this
'Cause you
Will's
can
tip of the week?
And if we make a profile for you, we will put in something funny on that. We will.
Yeah,
and
for
people
sure.
will be like, "Wait, what is this username?" Like,
It's the same thing if you don't pick a T song for a tournament where you get intro music. You know what I mean? We will pick.
We had fun with the tee-off music, even though it was a little bit away because we were set up under the thing. We were having a big time.
Yeah, it was fun. Cue right here some videos of you dancing to some 90s hip-hop jams at Tournament Central.
Yes.
I got a couple pictures. I got a video clip.
Soul glow.
Soul Glow? Glow Soul?
Yeah, you got soul, man. Can I get it now?
I got soul,
Can I
but
knob
I'm
my
you
soul?
looking for this thing?
soldier.
Yeah.
I got soul, but I'm
Trying to get a knob job.
I want to slap on a knob.
wow.
Hold the
Actually,
label
yeah.
up. Hold the label up for the camera.
I'd like to shout out
Greg.
Clement, Farm Fresh.
Yeah.
He gave me that bottle, and he said he appreciated all the hard work we're doing. And I was like, we got to share it out with the homies tonight. So it was fresh. Yes.
It's fresh. Yeah.
It be fresh.
Many salutes were
it'd
had
be
between
fresh.
you gentlemen this
Yes.
evening
Yes.
with the Knob Creek. Everybody got a knob job. Slobbed on a knob. After hours. Yeah, so it was an awesome weekend, and it was the last in a long string of weekends with double headers. We had 2 events per weekend for the last.
Yeah.
At least I was at 2 events per weekend for the last 3 weeks.
Well, I was just thinking, I'm going to help out with the fundraiser event this weekend.
Yeah,
and I
you're
might
still
play the
going.
Skeeter Heater.
Yeah,
But
see, you might have another double.
Oh,
That's funsy.
yeah. Let me see if
Skeeter
is it
Heater,
full
I'm
yet?
like, it's not full yet, but I'm
Go play the Skeeter Heater. What are you doing?
Get
what
out
are you
there.
even waiting for? Disc golf scene. Sign up.
Yeah, exactly. And then the White House Huck Fest the weekend. This is the time of year we live for as disc golfers. We always complain how busy it is, but you get out there and you play, and every day of the week you can find
What's
a
the most number of-
cash game in the morning. You can find a league at night.
What's the max number of tournaments you played in a year? Do you know? Do you need to look on the PDGA? I had to look it up. It's okay.
It's not too many. Look me up.
I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong page, but I'll go to the bottom. Let's go straight to the bottom.
Cash me outside.
Catch me out. How about that? Mask me outside.
How about that?
Mass off.
What you know about that?
Hey, can you just bleep out when I cuss? I can just cuss as much as I want.
No, yeah, that's probably. I mean, I can put
Mask
beeps.
off.
Beeps are kind of fun.
If I go too far, just say
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking
Done.
up 60602. What do you? Yeah, I made last year, about a year ago at this time, I made the switch to MPO and never looked back. So if you're on the fence,
7, 8.
thinking about moving up, you already know the answer. Move up.
So far it's 10.
Yeah,
That seems about right.
yeah. I need to
about you?
step up my game, step up my tournament game.
Most number of tournaments you play in a year.
Me? Ever played?
Yes, in 1 year.
I've never had time to play many.
What about you, Marcus? How many?
I started running
All right, come on.
tournaments.
Did you get
after-
crazy?
Give me a guess. Give me a guess.
27.
27. Ooh, damn. I think it may be close.
I'm psychic.
Psychotic.
Mountain Man said 30, right? He was playing 30 events a year.
Yeah.
We run 30 events a year.
Yeah.
That's
so
why I don't play many events
Yeah.
per year.
All right. So
Hey,
I've been
another
playing-
update is MCO, Music City Open, is getting packed. Some of the divisions are already full. So if you're kind of hanging around waiting to see, you better get signed up.
Get in where you fit in or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Because
Or you might have to play up or
Yep.
down.
So
depending
far
if
it's
they don't have
16.
your division.
make the final jump out of the trap that is intermediate.
So far it's 16, and I'm averaging 13 a year.
How many
pretty
played
good.
this year already? I mean, I guess COVID year.
Oh,
So
yes. I'm sorry. You can't count this year.
Couple.
what's your next event? Sanction. Skeeter Heater?
Sounded like he was about to go sign up for the Huckfest.
I
the
was
Skeeter
about to
Heater.
sign up for the Skeeter Heater, then the Hook Fest. You're right.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't get paid for another 5 hours, so I gotta wait.
Everybody
But
look
if-
out. Marcus Rogers coming
Next
in
time,
hot.
hey,
mean,
next
I'm
time,
Skeeter Heater
next
and
time
I'll
we're
put
both in
Huckfest.
MPO, Marcus.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll make a $5 bet on our total.
Oh shit. Money on
What's the
line.
over-under on that, folks?
Money
Throw
on
it
the
down.
line.
Yeah.
Money on the line.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. I think that's about it
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you
for
guys-
that's,
episode
that's a wrap.
89.
that was a good after hours segment.
Yeah, it was nice.
Can we go out with like some kind of, what do you got for, like, give us a beat?
Dun, dun, dun.
These guys were just like anxious to cuss. They're like, please let me cuss. Can we do something on the podcast where I can cuss?
We finally did our first episode.
The after hours.
And you know what that means. I had too much to drink. And I had too much to say. So, hey, Hoy's on the beat. And we're gonna make it up. Here we go. We'll pick up verse 2 in 3, 2, 1. 1. I said 1. I love you guys.
I love you guys too.
Let the bass kick.